initiative because we are live! Hey, y'all, welcome back. Welcome to our next episode of Windfall. I'm so excited to be here today.
I am terrified.
There's a lot of hype up for this episode.
Someone turn Semicon's
It's not going to go well.
It's going to go well for somebody.
Yeah.
Turtles. So thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for hyping this episode up over the week. Thank you for everyone that was talking about the turtles in the Discord, and I just want to do a couple of quick little shout outs before we get started with the episode proper tonight. I would like to say thank you, of course, as always, to Californians for providing our theme song, composing that for us and providing it for us. Thank you, Californians, because I love that song very, very much. Also, let's get some shout outs in chat. Can we get a shout out for Ethan Artsgood? He's doing some art for the campaign, and also he does, in fact, art very good, so go check out that channel as well. I don't think I have much else to say.
Team Turtle.
I think what we need to do now is get into a little bit of a recap. So who's going to take this for a hero point right here?
I can do it.
Okay. All right, Mitchum, take us away.
Where do we start?
Okay. Oh wait, hold on. Here you go.
Where do we start that?
Here are my notes.
We started on the ship, probably. Mm-hmm. Okay, so
As so often things do.
yeah, I'm gonna miss stuff.
I told you my notes are right there.
But you may have missed stuff too. Which part? This is where we started. We started here. Oh, the were-rat. Okay. So we decided. I know that's a spoiler. So we decided that we would have a stakeout because we were on our way to the next island.
We decided.
We.
Yeah. Wesley and Ernie
Those two.
They
decided.
decided. And so they decided to have a stakeout while the rest of us were asleep. Ernie hid inside of a pickle barrel because it was left.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
It was the bait for the trap.
It was bait for the trap. Wesley was nearby and wait. I think Ernie ate some pickles.
Probably.
Anyway,
So I watched episode this morning. He definitely nibbled on pickle.
I was wielding pickles as daggers.
Daggers, yeah.
That's right. Okay. And so they then hear the scrambling.
The scurrying.
Scurrying.
Yeah.
That's an important. The scurrying. So the scurrying approaches the barrel, and then Ernie jumps out of the barrel with the pickle daggers. And then they begin to tussle, alerting the rest of us.
That's a very generous way to describe what happened to me.
Ernie got
Well, I
knocked
didn't
out.
get there yet. Let me craft the narrative.
There's an amount of like, we're in a pickle and
We're in a pickle.
Yeah.
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 The creature, which looks to be a giant humanoid rat, has bitten Ernie at this point.
I later found out I missed the DC to not have terrible things happen by like one, and I had a hero point at the time.
And then otherwise completely demolishes Ernie, and then he is just dead in the water, so to speak, in the pickle barrel.
Dying in the water.
The rest of us approach by now, and we are able to subdue the rat creature by holding him tight. How do we?
We chained him to like.
we had Ernie
Manacles.
had shackles.
Shackles,
Or
that's
manacles.
right.
Yeah.
So we manacled the rat. Ernie is okay. Don't worry. Well, for now, he seems to be not.
We got a
feeling
month.
Yeah, we got 100% cursed. Yes.
So then we all wait until the rat begins to turn back into its original form. Oh, it was a were-rat all along. Who knew? It turned out to be Mr. Darrow, which is funny because he was pretty defensive about it before, about how immaculate his nails are,
He smelled
and
like
how good he smells.
potatoes.
And so he tells us that he is cursed with were-ratism due to being cursed during the Battle of Dragons.
Whoa, you know the deepest lore.
He killed some wormlings.
Yeah, he killed some babies.
What's the name of that?
Well, it was a campaign to take back Dragon's Breath and the War of 13 Dragons. Yes.
War of 13
From the Great Worms. So,
The deepest lore, the War of Dragons. Although
I knew that
to
part.
be fair, the actual name is not any more like less generic than what you just said. So
I know your naming conventions. What can I say? And
there
so,
was a war with dragons. Yes.
So he and his contingent of, I guess, soldiers were tasked with eradicating. Bless you. eradicating sort of the rest
that
of
was a hero point.
what they could find, right? Like going into...
He was clearing out to make... so Dragon's Breath is one of the duchies that make up the Kingdom of Arla. And basically... we're never going to get through this because Victorious One won't stop in chat. Ernie Murr's talking more like Ernie Mouse and stuff. Like we're gonna do an American Tale, but just with Ernie. Somewhere out. Wait, no,
that's all we have the rights to.
It. Don't sing more.
Sponsor us.
Sorry, but yes, it was a campaign to take back lands occupied by dragons that had invaded.
So he found his way into a white dragon sort of hideout.
Yes.
That seemed to be recovering from injury, but also had a clutch of eggs that he and his soldiers smashed. Yeah, they curb stomped the eggs, and was then cursed by the dragon for being the rat that he is.
Essentially, yes. Yeah.
I made it sound like she quoted that, but that's not what it says. And so he later went on to tell us that this transformation of his is triggered by the Trelaran moon, the cold moon.
Ooh, deep lore.
Which I believe seems to be related to white dragons.
Ice magic in
general. So they seem to be a affinity with each other. So that happened. We didn't tell the crew this. He seemed to want punishment for his actions for assaulting an officer, since Ernie ranks above him. We told him to just go back to his quarters for now, and Ernie would give him a punishment when he wakes up from his long nap.
And what he did was end up garnishing his wages and to pay for the pickles. The crew was very forgiving of Mr. Darrow and sympathized with him very much.
Okay, so we figured out
It's because pickles are a garnish.
The tater thief has been caught. To be continued, I guess.
Yeah, when Ernie turns into a rat.
I'll throw him in the brig.
I'll be dead long before that moon comes back around.
So we are going to. Are you still about the garnish thing? So then we head on to the next island. As we're approaching, we get assaulted by boulders falling from the sky, or I guess from the island, blowing holes in our ship and all that.
How do they?
As we approach, we see that it is a giant throwing rocks at us from the island. Ernie, with his quick thinking, says, "We know the password." And then we're able to coerce the giant into telling us the password before we said it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He said, "How did you know that the password was tortoise?"
Yeah. So we safely make it to the island. The giant tells us some things.
He got hit by a rock.
So this giant was told that if anyone approaches the island, that he should throw rocks at them. And so they die. Unless they know the password, which of course we knew. He says that...
You want me to take it over? Because we have an episode to get to.
I don't know why I agreed to do this.
Can I give you half a hero point for trying?
The lore is I suck at recaps because I literally forget everything.
You volunteered.
He wanted some turtles,
So good.
and he had to protect the island, and he was like, oh, he got hit in the head by a rock, and there were other magic rocks. And so then we followed him. We got the giant and his animals on our boat. We went one island over where we heard that the turtles were. I know the tortoises. I'm saying turtle. And we got there.
Password to turtle.
And I changed the password to turtle. Ernie did. We then killed a bunch of nerds that were working at as part of the Adamantine Conservatorium, and we killed at least 2 of them. And left the other 3 tied up, and we stole 3 turtles that are magical, and magic rocks have fused with their shells. And then Melicado, the captain, said, "All right, kill the turtles, and let's take these stones and go back to the boat." And everybody, Cordelia and Wesley were like, "I don't really feel like killing a turtle." And then I asked the captain to let us rest on this until morning. And that is where we last left off.
So,
How do you remember all that?
Just gotta,
I've got a high something
let's go
score.
ahead and Mitchell take your hero point.
You sure?
Because I did love that. I did love that. Meandering as it was lovely.
It was
I
the
loved
participation award.
Stop poking things. All right. So, the emotional support turtles. Question: did anyone want to accomplish anything that night? Like,
Yes.
okay.
I also have a yes.
So, yes.
Question. Where are the tortoises being stored on the ship?
You tell me, because you've got them. I'm just gonna set the scene.
Pico
for you
carried
guys.
2 of them, and then Wesley carried the
So
chain.
I would imagine the Windfall, because it is common for livestock to be stored on a ship while you're out at sea, because it's easier to keep a pig alive than to have your bacon go bad.
Yeah.
So I imagine we have like a trap door in the top deck that leads to like the first deck that you can kind of like open and lower livestock through, and that Pico has lowered the tortoises into the upper hold.
The hold with the sheep and the pigs.
The hold with the livestock on the first floor deck of the ship.
This isn't directly campaign related, but what's interesting about this is especially turtles and tortoises were especially common for that, because they have like these internal bladders that hold a ton of water, and it keeps it perfectly fresh and pure. So they would actually stack the tortoises up for like, because they're dual purpose meat and water. I'm not even joking. This is not a joke. This is I'm
This
dead
felt like a
serious.
setup.
Why didn't you say that in character? That would have been such a cool Kai fact. He goes up and milks the turtles.
Shut up, turtles. Can I know just one thing about turtles? The captain wants them dead.
Do you want these turtles juiced before we kill them?
Yeah, everyone will call them turtles at one point, but we all know they're tortoises.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They just
fine.
seem to dry.
It's like, why?
They just seem to, I don't know.
They're tortoises. They do not go in the ocean.
So, the mood on this ship is a little bit different than the mood in the studio right now. So, as you're going, you can see Trilara pulling just a little bit farther away. The warm moon begins pulling up in this late summer.
It is
summer
a
sky.
waxing Trilara, right? Not a full
It's
Trilara.
it's both waxing and it's moving farther away
Sorry,
from Mysteria.
waning. Yeah.
So you got waning. It's got the bigger moon is going to stay close the whole time essentially, and that's kind of what is in charge of the tides and things like that. The other one comes in and basically messes stuff up for a couple months and then leaves and comes back.
Trilla is just here for the curses.
Yeah.
She's here for the curses.
It's the cursed moon.
Oh, is it that time again? Time to go curse some people. But most of the times you can only see like a little pale silver blue dot on the distance, whereas the normal moon is going to be more like an amber. You know when you see like a harvest moon in real life, it's basically that all the time essentially, rather than like a white or pale moonlight that you would usually get. So nights actually have a little bit of an amber hue to them in Asteria. As you're walking, with the research facility fading in the background thousands of feet behind you, you can hear the soft sound of the waves pushing up on the rocky shore and pulling out. You can hear a little bit of grumbling from Pico as he's just getting ready to go back to the ship. And you can hear people lifting up anchor, getting the sails unfurled, and people just doing their task, and the night crew getting ready to set sail at this point. You hear the captain's cabin slam closed, and you see the smith descend the stairs down to the second deck where his cabin is, as it's built inside the second deck. What do?
I would like to do something.
Yes.
I guess like once everything is settled a bit, he's actually going to go to the captain's quarters and knock.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes.
Can I speak to you about something?
Who is that?
Brooks, the one that fixes the ship.
Come in.
Okay. I'll go in.
Okay.
Captain,
Brooks.
I need to speak to you about something.
Is it about turtles?
Something that I saw.
And he sees that you're serious, and he gets a little more.
I haven't told anyone yet. Not even Smith. On the way to the island, my visions have gotten us out of some situations in the past.
Besides you being a very handy bosun, it's been clutch having those things sometimes.
But I haven't seen anything like this before. On the way to the island, I saw a great prismatic orb. And it opened like a flower. All the petals a different colored, brilliant gemstone. But then the petals began to fade in color, like it were wilting. And then once the last petal faded, the stars began to fall from the sky, one after another, tens, hundreds, thousands, millions, until there was nothing. But there was something in the darkness, stalking, hunting, pursuing. I don't know what it means, but the timing of the vision, along with what we saw on the island, leads me to believe that whatever these stones are, that these turtles have, tortoises, whatever nature it is that has bound them together, makes me think that whatever they are has been changed on the cosmic level. Now, I'm not going to, whatever you decide is your decision. I just felt that it was important to tell you what I saw, since my portents have a way of, you know.
He walks over and he opens up a vanity and it's just full of liquor bottles. And he takes this, and he opens his little chest, has little ice cubes in it. He takes one and drops into a rocks glass, and he shaky hand. Whatever you just said, shook him.
Good.
Did you really have this vision?
No. Fuck no.
Please roll deception with fortune versus his perception DC.
You do have hero points.
I do. But I can't use a hero point if it's
Because it's already with
It's you already have
Oh,
fortune effect.
okay.
So.
20.
20.
That was a low roll.
It's a low roll, but there are circumstances around this DC.
I do have some feats, but I don't know if they apply here.
You want to talk to me about it?
Is it lie to me? It's more for catching lies.
Yeah,
than
I have-
lying to people.
Yeah, I have Charming Liar. If I get a critical success, then it's like a free make an impression.
Okay. Yeah, no. You're not.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you're not making an impression, unfortunately. And it's not a crit success.
That might be a good one, though.
He just drains the glass. He pours some whiskey in and he drains it. He sets it down. Where are you from, Brooks?
I'm from Arlo.
And he looks and he's like, oh, like me.
From Southern Arlo. I'm from the farmlands outside of the city.
Which city?
What's the big one?
Arlen City?
Arlen City, yeah.
Okay. And he just nods
Like I forgot.
he's just shaking.
The city.
I want to go home very badly. This whole ordeal is not... I did a good thing. Did a very good thing a couple years ago. And it really helped this world. But to do this really good thing, I had to do a very, very bad thing. And when you do a bad thing, there are prices to pay, and I believe that these tortoises could serve as part of that payment. But if what you said is true, Maybe it's about the collection of the pieces. You said a prismatic flower fading.
That's what it looked like, but I couldn't make any sense of it.
Okay.
Never mind. Okay.
I still haven't made up my mind. But, at any rate, I'll consider what you said. Just go get some rest, and I'll think on this in the morning.
As he's leaving, he's going to say over his shoulder, I didn't tell the crew what I saw, so their reasons for insubordination are their own. But I suspect that their hesitance to follow orders directly may have bought you more time to do whatever it is you're looking for out here. I'm gonna leave.
Brooks, wait.
Hmm.
You're a fine bosun. And you've never complained, and you've always done your job very well aboard this ship. You're considered making seafaring a more permanent position.
Well, I'm a little young to,
Young and capable. I mean, I'm merely 30 myself, and I'm already the captain of the ship.
Islanders age very well.
Hey, Fujin, welcome in, Raiders. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If there were a position available, say, quartermaster, a spot like that would open up soon. Would you be interested?
I don't know, it seems like a lot of responsibility.
It is. It's a lot of responsibility, and I need someone I can trust in that position.
I don't know, I think Ernie's pretty good at it.
Yes. Just speaking in hypotheticals.
Good night, Captain.
Good night, Brooks. Tell Cordelia and Wesley to come to see me first thing in the morning.
Can I just close the door?
All right.
Okay.
So, in the meantime, Kai wanders into the kitchen looking for Cordelia.
She's in there. She's probably went straight there after everybody kind of scattered. You see she's got a couple of different books out, different pages. She's pulled a couple of the lanterns over to the little island she's kind of makeshift together. Emrys is sitting next to her, and she's talking to him as she's flipping through pages, and it's very much a back and forth of, well, if we tried this, do you think that would it be possible? What I'm saying is, yes, no, I understand that my capabilities currently are limited, but she's trying to hash something out with him.
Am I coming at a bad time?
Oh. No, sorry, was just, reading up on a few things. Can I help you with something?
I wanted to talk to you, and Kai sort of wanders over to where, various things are stashed and grabs a pair of mugs and a small keg of ale, essentially. Is Riley in the kitchen right now?
She's not currently.
Okay. And he'll swing a stool over to the place that you're sitting and sort of just spread a few pages out so he can set down what he's got.
Pull her books out of the way.
And he, just pulls the cork out of the keg and fills each mug, setting it down next to him, and slides one over to you. Do you have a minute to talk? And concern is evident in his face.
Well, I'm not exactly getting up to too much this evening, so yes.
Look, it's sort of an unofficial part of the code that sailors don't ask another sailor about their past. We're free. We're unchained from that. But I saw your face today whenever they brought up that they were from Starhill. And you're clearly not free from your past. Something weighs at you. So drink. What's on your mind?
As you've been saying that, like her hair generally kind of moves and shifts on its own, but as you're saying it, it's kind of twitching and flicking similarly to a cat's tail. As her grip kind of tightens on the mug a little. I don't necessarily know if I'm bound by any of my past, but it, when you leave a place, you hope not to run into certain people or certain kinds of people for an extended period of time, and well, such was the case this evening.
He slowly takes an extremely long pull from his mug, the froth remaining behind on his face. I don't know if it was a power thing or the way that you felt, but just seemed to me like the black smoke pouring out of your eyes seemed a bit like you weren't in a great place.
I probably wasn't, to be perfectly honest. How much do you know about Starhill?
Society?
Yeah. Not very much.
Right. They're a very proud people who believe that they are correct in their assumptions of certain things. They're a bit prejudiced towards things that don't fall into those lines. And, well, they don't look kindly upon those that don't fit their mold. I don't really fit many molds, as you can tell. And you can see she's kind of shaking a little. People like me tend to disappear there. No one really knows what happens to them, other than they're branded heretics, the things that they do blasphemous. They're usually hunted down and, well, they're a problem that's taken care of. I managed to avoid most of it for a period of time. But once I found myself alone again, well, I wasn't necessarily a child anymore, and it was easier if I just left, safer, really. Yeah, so seeing people from Starhill, people that had connections potentially to other higher members, people that were working with assets specifically for Starhill, it was distressing, yes.
Cass sort of leans back in his chair. He takes another long drag, swilling the ale around in his mouth. Sounds like a bunch of dicks.
Oh, yes, they really are. But they're still scary. Still dangerous sometimes. But they are most certainly dicks. And she, like, downs the whole drink. So I apologize if I let my emotions get the best of me this evening. I understand that we were going for a bit more subtlety, and perhaps I went a little too far.
What? They stabbed Brooks.
No, they did. They did.
I guess they're scary. We're scarier. Seems to me, and Kai starts to kind of like stand up from the table. Seems to me like there's a Cordelia-shaped mold on this ship. And he leaves the kitchen.
I thought wore you both a hero point because that was fantastic. Thank you both so very much. That was fantastic.
She definitely smiles to herself and kind of with a renewed vigor spreads the books back out and keeps looking through things.
Excellent. Wesley, Ernie?
I have something that's more for like later, like in the night, so if someone had something before that.
I'll get you, Ernie.
All right, Terry.
Terry rubs the sleepy from his eyes. Terry came on as cabin boy, and he's a swabby now. He's a little too old to be as green as he is. Like, he's like 32.
What was in the captain?
Terry's like messy, golden blonde hair. I don't know. It's not his fault, but man, he's got a really punchable face. It's just like the smile.
I know.
It just hits me
I know the
wrong.
type.
Yeah.
All right, Terry, I need you to come with me.
It's not my watch, sir.
It is tonight. Come on.
Yes, aye. And he gets up out of his bed.
Listen, I take him to the turtle door. On the other side of this door, there's 3 turtles.
2 turtles.
Is this a riddle?
There's 2 turtles, a bag of flour, a fox, and 1 canoe. No, that's a joke there, Terry. All right, look. Do you know what happens when you steal things from rich people?
I thought that was our job.
It is. Some days. We did it. Some days it is.
I mean, the captain doesn't like the P word, but we are pirates, right? Am I?
No, you're right. You're right. But oftentimes we steal things from, like, shipwrecks or poor people.
Yeah, I'll be honest. The whole time I've been on this ship, we haven't actually seen another ship. Like,
not one that's corporeal, huh?
yeah, no. The ghost ship was like the most fully formed one we've seen.
Yeah, and it sure was a ghost ship. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you an easier question. Do you know the difference between a creature and an object?
Creatures move.
Yep. Look, and he pulls out a dagger. Do you know what somebody would do if they really wanted to find me? Somebody powerful.
Send spies.
Maybe. Or there's magic for it. If they know who I am, they can just find me. If they know my name, they know where I was, they can just find me. Powerful people can do all sorts of things. You can't really put your head around it. And this, I take a big chunk of my hair and I cut it off with the dagger. Is this hair me?
It's a part of you, sir.
For how long? At what point is it just hair?
If you throw it in the wind in the little pieces,
I throw it.
now it's no longer you.
Okay. And I take out a lock and I lock a chain on the door that's holding the tortoises on the inside.
Sir,
I'm about to explain it.
We're getting there.
Right now, we have two bad situations. We fucked up, man. Some people... No. Let me be clear, Terry.
I've been so good!
You didn't do anything.
This
You didn't do anything. Now, this is my bad. I made some bad calls tonight.
It's just whenever people use the word fuck up, usually they are directing at me, sir.
Yeah, this is not an epithet. Sorry. So...
Too many syllables in
This
that
is
word.
a situation where inside that room are some tortoises that got fused with magic stones. All of this is a secret, so keep your mouth shut. Some people are looking for the magic stones, but they can't find it right now because they ain't stones, they're creatures. But some people are looking for creatures, and they can find it because they're creatures, not stones.
So, if they were looking for you, they couldn't find the hair, but if they were looking for the hair...
Bingo. So right now, I think the scarier people are looking for stones. And so we need those turtles to stay creatures. Which means we can't kill them. So you're going to sit in front of this door while I go sleep.
There it is. I was waiting for that.
wow.
The payoff! Sir, my watch just ended half an hour ago.
You're good for it.
When you...
Some coffee.
I'm going to roll a fortitude save for Terry.
Do it, Terry. I believe in you.
He may be getting a promotion soon.
He blinks, and his eyes look like mine do right now with the tears coming out. He just says, aye aye.
Yeah. So,
Do I get a stool?
yeah, here, let me go get you a stool sample. I go get a small stool for him. All right, so you're going to sit here right next to this door.
Sorry, no versus... This is what happens when people believe in you, Terry.
Congrats.
Yep. You get asked to do more work for less money.
Oh, isn't that the truth?
So, listen.
We
We
learned a
need
very
these
valuable life lesson.
objects to stay creatures.
Don't let them turn to stone.
Yep.
Do I have to rub an oil on them or anything like that?
Nope, you just stand here and make sure nobody tries to kill them.
Aye aye.
Okay? Yep.
There are technically two people on the ship that outrank you. What if one of them tries to kill the turtle?
Just explain that whole metaphor again.
I'll cut some hair. I think
Okay.
The visual really helps.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it was good.
Aye aye, sir. I'll keep an eye on these turtles. Or
Okay.
the door. I still haven't seen the turtles, so I'm not
They're
sure
in
if
there.
this is just a test.
No, they're in there. It's not, the metaphor's over.
Okay.
Are we still hazing?
The hazing never ends with Terry.
I think that if he does tell the captain or the smith that metaphor, he will stop becoming a creature. he will be the object.
Terry, why do you talk so much? Remove his tongue.
Thanks.
Yep.
Oh. When the captain knows your name, it's a bad thing.
He knows Cordelia's name now.
Schrodinger's turtle. All right. You may proceed to get your 8 hours, your spell preparations, your data recovery,
Wesley
except for Wesley.
Okay, so it's funny. While all of that was going on, Regent's two turtles, he carried Jane back to the ship and has not put her down. While they're all doing that, he's been introducing the crew to her.
Oh no!
Letting them fall in love with her and stuff like
The
that.
crew loves Jane. If you weren't here last week, the team
she's
found
the baby.
3 magical tortoises, okay? Jane is the smallest. She's about 400 pounds. These tortoises all have magical stones infused upon them. Jane's a tortoise, but with this like sort of pale gray skin, and her eyes and her shell are perfect pearl with this like sort of pink white sheen. And whenever you're near her, apparently your wounds begin to get healed, so the magic pulses from her. The crew loves her. Red Rage Rosamund, this like hot-headed powder monkey, she's just like, she's the cutest thing I've ever seen. Reinbach, Scotty is like trying to peek from the helm, just like to get a good look at her. You go ahead and roll diplomacy to make an impression. This isn't technically making an impression, but I do want you to roll a diplomacy for this.
Boy, she fixed my hangnail.
Ernie, take a point of hero point too, because that was just
11.
11. I'll tell you this: it's not like it might not be enough to make the crew mutiny, but the crew is now absolutely adored. Like they are endeared to Jane. They love her very much.
That wasn't the main thing, but like that was what was going on before.
Mm-hmm.
And like the dead night, like he like tried to take a nap and then couldn't sleep. He goes up to Ernie's quarters, and if it's locked, he just picks the lock to go.
No, the only people that actually have lockable quarters are the captain and the smith. Everyone else sleeps in a hammock or out in the open.
I thought he just slept in his junk room.
I have a
Oh,
junk,
that's
I have
right,
a
you
junk
have
room on
your
the top
workshop,
deck that
that's
I
correct,
sometimes
yeah.
sleep in.
Yeah, so I might just like pick the lock to go in and be like,
I am in there asleep amidst a bunch of junk.
I shake you.
No.
Ernie,
Yeah.
you got a minute?
Yeah, I've slept 2 hours. What's bothering you, Wesley?
What makes someone good? Is it their actions? Is it their intent? I've been kind of pondering it with everything that's been going on. I don't know if I'm good. I know my intent is to be good. I didn't want to kill anyone. I mean, we're pirates. We take things. But I don't know my past. And I knew someone who was good to me. And as much as they protested it, claiming they were a bad person, I never saw it. Am I to believe them? And then, if you were to do a bad thing to a bad person, is that a good act? Because when Kai, when he was killed, if you kill a bad person, are you bad? I'm sorry, I'm rambling.
No, it's just you picked a hell of a night to ask me that question.
Well, it's got me thinking.
Yeah.
I'm mostly trying to discern. The captain made me think, is the captain a good person? Because he wants to kill these turtles and tortoises, but they're good. And I like gesture to Jane, who I dragged along with me.
At this point, she stretches out her neck and she wants a turtle kiss.
I give it to her.
So, I feel like you're kind of coming at it from the wrong direction. There's not really such a thing as good people and bad people. That's just kind of a shorthand we use because it's easier. But there are good actions and bad actions. And sometimes people that you thought normally do good actions do some bad things. And it's just, how do we come to terms with that? Like, I'm going to be honest with you, Wesley, we did some bad stuff tonight. Like, I made a bad call.
We took the tortoises.
Yeah, we killed 2 people. And like, sure, I didn't really think about the fact that Pico throwing a boulder at that person was going to kill him. But like, if I'd thought about it for literally half a second, it would have been obvious. I didn't think about it.
To the ship.
Yeah. It really is clear. I just got kind of caught up in the moment, but like, that's on me. And because we came in there so hot, like, Cordelia killed that other guy, like, it got bad. We did bad stuff. And yeah, like, I don't know if one thing makes a person a bad person, but like there is a number. So, yeah, I don't feel good about it.
And that number, like, how do you know when you've reached the threshold, when you're no longer good? And can you cease doing bad to stop? And what if
I mean, I feel like there's
bad
probably
things happen as a consequence, but it wasn't your intent? Like with the boulder, you just wanted to stop them from alerting of our presence, but
yeah, but I should have known better. It's like you said. Like, you said that there was somebody you knew that treated you well?
yes, he was my mentor. He taught me all my gymnastics and my swordplay. But as much good as I saw in him, he was very adamant that he was a bad person, and I don't know why.
Well, we left 3 people alive on that island. When they talk about us, we're going to be bad people. Like, and when you talk about your mentor, he's a good person. Like, I don't think it's a tipping point. I think it's all kinds of different perspectives here. But we're definitely the bad guys in their story.
Russ looks a little dejected because it's like not at all what he wanted to hear.
Look, you didn't kill anybody. I saw you pulling your punches. I wish we'd all done what you did. And I apologize for putting you in a situation where things got a little out of hand. It's a lot easier when it's just ghosts and monsters.
Yeah, it's easier. He sort of looks around and finds like a scrap of cloth on like one of Ernie's shelves and like grabs it. It's like a sock or something. He just puts it on Jane's head like a hat.
Hey, check this out. I'm going to give it to Cordelia tomorrow. And I wake up and I kind of like dust off some of the junk. And on the table is a large cauldron that I stole from the kitchen. Mm-hmm. And
she's been mad since that's gone missing.
Yeah, she'll be over it. And I kind of like snap my fingers and it springs up and 4 legs starts walking across the room. Yeah, it can move. That way. I don't really know what the function of it is, but it looks real cool, right?
It can deliver soup?
Yeah, that's a great idea. I'll write that down.
Walking cauldron.
I'm sorry for interrupting your sleep, Ernest.
No, that felt weird. No, it's okay. Look, I wish I could tell you better. I have made mistakes in my life, and I really do want to try to be, like you said, a good person.
But you don't think you are?
Well, like I said, you asked me on a bad night. Today did not go well. If you asked me yesterday, I would have given you a different answer.
Right.
But I try to do good, and I try to support people that I think are doing real good. And honestly, Wesley, a lot of days that's you. I think you do good work.
I try my best. Come on, Jane. I sort of like usher her back down to my quarters.
She very, very slowly follows you down. If I haven't already given you a hero point, just take one. That was absolutely wonderful.
Cordelia, when you wake up, there is a cauldron standing over your cot with just a note that says, "From Ernie."
You hear like a squeak of joy. It's back!
Do the legs get hot when it's cooking?
I don't know.
He does little tippy tappies.
All right. So, morning does come, and you hear the bells ringing of people getting up and getting to their daily duties. The ship is in full sail towards. Did you set sail?
We were going to the big
I'm
island.
not gonna cut you guys off
Yeah.
yet. I know you have a lot left to do on the ship. But did you plot a course with Cass in order to decide which
I would
island?
assume
think we're
yes,
going
because
to
we
the
wanted to
big
go to the big
one.
island for
Yeah.
supplies, and we probably wanted to put distance between us and
The place we ransacked.
So the party is
consortium.
currently at Inn 11, and you are sailing on
North.
a 2-day sail over to this giant island on Q7, this gigantic island, just for everyone there. So, the party has no idea what's on these islands, but each one is some sort of mystery. And you're sailing there because you are dangerously low on supplies, especially now that you have a giant on board. And you wake up to... it's actually really peaceful in the morning. The gold and amber hue of the late spring sun coming down. Starting to get a little hot, but the breeze is nice. The wind is caught. The bells are ringing in the sound of the boat. It's suddenly cut by... And then...
Oh.
It's one of the sheep.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. So
Let me just
that's
take that
one
out.
day of supplies from Pico
And then one
having
from the-
having some breakfast.
Yikes.
All right.
So I guess in the morning, waking up, I would have gone to Cordelia and Wesley and told them that the captain wants to see them.
Yes.
And then also have gone to Cass.
Okay.
And he approaches her and says, you know, I've been getting more visions lately. I know you're a wonderful navigator.
Thank you.
Could I offer my perspective as well?
I would love to hear it, Brooks, darling.
As he's talking to her, his irises flash gold, and I'm going to cast Wanderer's Guide, which, until my next preparations, we get an inspired pathway to our destination. So, allowing me and all allies who travel to reduce movement penalty from difficult terrain, as long as we don't deviate from the route.
It's like a
So it's kind of just
golden
like,
path.
yeah.
Okay, so this one I'll say this is I will give you, because this isn't how the spell works, like on a ship, it's more of an exploration when
Right.
you're on foot.
I want to try it. And see
It's
what
awesome.
happens.
So what I'm going to do is, if you get a danger, I won't tell you what the result is. If you roll a bad sailing encounter, I will say that one is dangerous. You would have avoided this with your spell. Okay. Now, I'll give you a free reroll essentially. But so this isn't like a get out of jail free card. Basically, you're gonna roll bad, right? You're gonna roll some low ones. So even if you cast a spell every time you set sail, it might end up ending
That's
up
fair.
with something bad. Okay. So whenever you do set sail, or whenever you do roll for your sailing encounter, I will let you know if one is dangerous or not, like bad.
So he's going to sort of point at the map and say, like, there's a current here, but or a current coming up here, so if you go around this way, it should save us some time and things like that, just to...
Between what you just did, darling, and Kai being promoted by Ernie, I feel like I'm not going to have much to do on this ship soon, which, to be frank with you, is the dream. So
you are the best we have.
She takes her gigantic sun hat, her very pale skin, her dark hair kind of falling down over it, and she tips it downwards and says, "Please continue to flatter me while you do my job." And she kicks up her feet and then just listens to you keep going as you continue to chart the course.
I think as he does that, he stops and says, I gotta repair the ship and do my job now, though. As soon as she gets comfortable.
Swabby and a random man just stops what he's doing and runs over to her. You're not sure if it's because she's beautiful, because she has this air of authority, or because she is in fact Dampier, part vampire. But the man, the man immediately comes up to her and she says, "Inform Mr. Darrow of our new position," and she relays all the information. And I guess not Mr. Darrow, Scotty, because Scotty's on the helm right now. And she's not going to get out of her chair.
Okay.
Scottleham Reinbach III, which is the muscular goblin woman that's on the helm. She's the backup helmsman.
Cool.
So,
Reinbach.
you two have been informed, I believe.
Yeah.
Do you still have Jane with you?
No, I'll leave it in
Oh,
Shani's
okay.
chair.
Yeah, she's in the turtle room.
Oh.
Bring her for emphasis.
But look at her little face.
Jane's too precious.
I think I have some ideas that might help us. I mean, I don't know what he's going to say, but I did some studying last night, and it's not the best, but I did find something that I could maybe use to help us. A spell.
It's just like, he's like looking kind of pale and just like nods. And just walks to the captain's quarters and gives it like a rat.
Yes.
You wanted to see us.
Yes. Come in.
He opens the door.
Close the door behind you, Wesley.
Shut.
The captain comes out. His gigantic form looks down at you. It's only in this enclosed space that you realize how large the captain really is. His blue skin with those hard, calcified like scales around him. His extra eyes blinking at you from beneath his gigantic captain's hat, which he now bears. He's in his full regalia now with the captain's coat with the giant cuffs, buttoned up, jewelry adorning every finger, ear, which he does have, and even on his little calcified cartilage that hangs from his lip like a mustache. And he looks down at each of you. It is customary to stand at attention when an officer is being addressed.
He like looks to Cordelia's like, as he probably has never done that and doesn't know the.
I mean,
mannerisms.
Cordelia's standing like to
Yeah.
her full height. She's not like, squinched in on herself as she usually does, but she's standing at her full height.
I'll be very brief because there are things I need done on my ship. And frankly, I've enjoyed having both of you here. You are my newest additions, but you bring a certain weirdness that I very much appreciate. But last night, both of you defied a direct order. I want to make one thing abundantly clear. If it happens again, you are off of my ship. Are we clear?
We're clear. But I was trying to buy us time so that perhaps I could get you more information, since these seem to be important.
Well, luckily, Brooks provided me with some insight last night, and you'll be very happy to hear I'm not going to kill the turtles, at least for now. So, enjoy that. But, remember your place, or find a new one. You're dismissed.
Wesley like immediately like is like as he's saying dismiss, he's just out.
Yeah, Cordelia turns and follows. Well,
What did Brooks say to him?
I have no idea. But I wasn't kidding. I did some research. I've got a spell. Where's Jane?
I left her with Ernie.
We'll go find her.
Okay.
Who knew Brooks was Team Turtle all along?
You go downstairs and Terry just stops you. No. No one sees the turtles.
Is this where you left her?
No.
Carry on.
Look, let me explain it to you. And Terry takes a lock and he cuts off a piece of his hair and he throws his hair and it flies away in the wind. You get it? It's harder to find an object than a creature. Or it's harder to find a creature than an object. Either way, you can't get in this door.
That's perfectly fine, Terry. I didn't want in this store.
Okay.
We're looking for Jane. Have you seen her? Or Ernie? They should be together.
I'm up in the workshop.
Ernie's in his workshop. I don't know who Jane is.
Did I introduce you? She's the loveliest.
She's really cute.
It's a lady?
She's yeah, why don't you come just go meet Jane?
No, I gotta watch the turtles.
Oh, well, your loss.
Yeah, like, give that cinnamon.
Hang on. Terry needs to roll some willpower. Oh, nat 19. No.
That's my boy.
Ernie will introduce me to someone someday. He's a man who takes care of things. He'll get me a wife. If I just believe in myself, like he believes in me.
Oh, right.
So when you go up to Ernie, you find that yes, Jane is in the turtle room with the other turtles.
as you approach, my workshop has a back window, and you see kind of like in the distance, like, or rather, as you're approaching the front door, out of the back window, a medium-sized bird takes off. It doesn't make that noise.
Oh, you should have grabbed that. We're running low on food.
Yeah, I couldn't catch it. What you need?
Oh, we were just gonna check on Jane.
Still alive.
And for the
And
foreseeable
as are you two.
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations.
For the cauldron.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it can walk
Did
around
you-
behind you.
You did
I
that.
put the legs on it. I figured,
Smart.
yeah, you can't walk without legs.
I'll just have to instruct Riley on how to use it because I swear to the gods above if she breaks it.
I'm not entirely sure. It might be faster than Riley.
Well, I was thinking, I mean, when she does go for her rounds, I don't understand why she insists on carrying food to every individual of the crew when they can just come. Anyway, when she decides to do her rounds like that, she can bring the cauldron with her.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot easier. I didn't even think of that. I just thought it was cool to make it walk.
Oh, it's very cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did some research last
Yeah.
night. Can't help with your thing yet, but, and then she kind of turns to Jane.
Turtle's in the turtle room.
Oh, we put her up.
Said it 3 times.
Yeah.
She's in the turtle room.
Oh, I missed it. Sorry.
You need the key?
Yes.
All right, let's go to... I'll call Terry off.
Okay.
We walk down to the charter room.
I didn't let him in. They tried to get me, sir.
You did good.
He just falls out.
I like...
Very tired.
I pull a blanket out and kind of like put it over him and put his hat down over his eyes.
Quartermaster brought me a water. Streaming.
Why is his hair so patchy on one side? How many times did he have to explain that
Big
story?
lock of hair.
You know, we didn't even ask anything. He just kind of went ahead and did it.
Yeah.
I thought it was offensive. Like, she shouldn't cut her hair.
Oh, you thought it was a threat?
Felt vaguely like a threat. Until he explained.
I pull out a key and undo the lock, and we go in.
There are 3 turtles in there just munching on some leftover cabbage.
Fine.
There's all 3 of them. Majestic, magical tortoises.
All right, so what you got?
So, does kind of hinge on, hopefully she does understand me, or at least one of them vaguely can understand what I'm getting at.
This one looks real smart. I point to the middle one.
What's his name?
Claudius.
Yeah,
Claudius?
Yeah, Claudius.
Which,
Whenever Wesley walks in, by the way, Claudius has been acting like normal, but when Wesley walks in, Claudius goes,
Wesley, I think he likes you.
Yeah, I think so too. I sort of wave at him.
and when you wave it, he goes,
Has he done that to any of you?
Nope,
no.
not at all.
He must really like me.
I think so.
I think so.
He can sense your superior acrobatic skill. This is a turtle that likes to see a man juggle.
So Claudius has the how do we pronounce that? I got it. The stone.
Agate.
Yeah, I think it's agate.
The agate ellipsoid shell. This like red and brown, orangish amber like waves just spiraling out into this like white milky with brown edges on the side. His eyes are also the same gemstone.
Okay. Just gonna sit down in front of Claudius and. Do you mind terribly if I try something?
He's just looking at Wesley.
She kind of like
I like
turn.
try to direct his attention to.
You like walk behind her.
Yeah, and I'm just like, look at her. She's trying to say something.
Yes, hello. All right. And I'm going to attempt to use join pasts.
Pathfinder spells are so weird.
Yeah. So she'll reach out and she'll touch his little head. So I'm trying to mentally commune with him. The targets can share thoughts and experiences, but no words. So I imagine it's kind of like more imagery that can be shared between the two of us. And then it does have bonuses, so, you know, if one of us was attempting to recall lore or aid the other, you would get bonuses. And yeah, so I'm going to attempt to kind of mind meld using the spell.
I gotta look at the spell so I can have this specifics.
It sounds like that other one.
Join
said
past.
it's 2 ways. instead
With
of
touches
just
the
one.
target's foreheads, you bring them into mental communion. The targets can share thoughts and experiences. When one attempts to recall knowledge, the other can aid that using any lore skill. So you're trying to recall knowledge about what?
She wants to know, like, how he became the way he is, like what, because I think she's going to use imagery of what Pico was saying, the rock falling from the sky and hitting his head and that kind of thing, and try to interpret something from Claudius.
Claudius will roll for you using his astral lore skill.
Oh.
And then does she use the help
His what?
action?
Well, what?
So Claudius's head touches yours, and you remember when Shepard touches the pillar at the beginning of that? It's like, it's like that, but with a lot less death and destruction. But there is death and destruction. Cordelia almost screams at first because the first thing you see is an all-swallowing mouth, large enough to devour planets, sucking in the stars themselves, swirling like an anglerfish through the universe. And you see what appears to be this one burning, multicolored prismatic star hurling through the universe. Then you see another image flashing. You can see this one single individual with this iron armor, which almost looks like it's caked to his skin, ashes falling off and these flames curling around it. Next to him, you see another individual with his hand on his shoulder, with his tawny brass skin, a regal look to him, a sharp chin, and a noble eyes, and an angelic circlet around his head. Then you see these flashes of a city on fire, and you hear this screaming of a war, and then you see the star pass over, and you see a burst, a prismatic spray across Asteria. You see the star splitting into hundreds of pieces, falling down. And then everything is too much at once. You can see little kids playing and calling out for their mother. You see men at war fighting one another. You see an orcish woman baking bread in a clay pot. You see animals, you see landscapes, you see people at home, people in distant horizons, under the sea, fantastic things, mundane things, all of it swirling at you entirely too much at once to even comprehend any detail. It's like watching 1,000 videos at once, all of them feeding into your brain directly. And then suddenly there's just consciousness, and you see out of Claudius's eyes, and you see a swamp where you found him, and all the other images suddenly stop. And then, as your consciousness sort of breaks from Claudius's, you see on Cordelia's forehead a small, sort of swirling symbol that looks like Claudius's shell. Cordelia.
Oh.
You just feel this question burning up at you about something that's going to happen in the very near future. And you feel overwhelmed by what's about to happen, and you just feel like something's coming. What's something coming up in the future that Cordelia is worried about? Like a very soon future.
They mentioned, I think the thing that would stick out is when they were talking, maybe had read it in one of the journals, but the big island had pirates that had been attacking them, some kind of faction that had been attacking them. And now we're heading to that. So I think that probably would have immediately flitted across her mind.
Like, is there danger awaiting us?
Yeah.
And as you worry about that, you can sort of feel Claudius and his eyes lock with yours, those stone, unblinking eyes. And you just know, you're like, no, there's not going to be any pirates of the island. The pirates have gone. They're not coming back. You just know that. You just know.
Okay.
And it almost feels like Claudius told you. But you know for a fact there are no pirates at this island.
Okay.
And then the light fades from her forehead.
Cool.
Well.
You okay?
Did he tell you he likes me?
He's now staring back at Wesley.
What do you have to say about our boy Wesley?
I didn't even get to ask that. That was a lot. That was a lot. Ow.
Cabbage or turnip?
Cabbage.
Pick up some cabbage. Offer it to her.
I think I saw how he came to be the way that he is. I think I know that thing that Melicado is looking for. I'm pretty sure I saw it. Or at least what it was before it shattered.
You saw love and affirmation?
And she kind of thinks back to that giant flash of like all of Asteria.
It's entirely too much. It's like trying to look through the screen sharing of the entire world at once. It actually hurts you to think about all those images at once.
I mean, I think that might have been in there, but not necessarily specifically regarding him. I saw two people. At least I think they were people. One was... his skin was fused in this iron armor, and he was standing with another whose skin was made of brass. I'm sorry, it doesn't make much sense, but maybe it would to Melicado.
And the turtle told you this?
Yes. He
Okay.
actually showed a lot. My head it hurts when I try to think too much about it. I might be able to do something like that again. maybe if we have something more specific. But it's a start.
Yeah, it feels like it was a lot, though.
Yes. And she's just kind of staring past you.
Okay.
I pat Claudius on the head and thank him.
Good talk. There, Claudius.
And then
Claudius is the weird one.
I go upstairs, and as I'm walking by wherever Kai happens to be, I'm like, "Can't kill the turtles, Captain's orders." And then I go just do stuff.
Well, okay, I didn't really want to kill the turtles if the captain doesn't order it.
All right. Anything else?
I will go find Brooks.
Okay.
Me?
Yeah, you.
She's had a vision now.
Looks like the turtles are staying. Tortoises.
That's good to hear.
I think we have you to thank for that.
The captain has a lot of fears.
He does.
I kind of just put together some things that you and Ernie had told me about what we're looking for, and then I'm kind of looking around. Made up a story about a prismatic orb exploding and made them all scared.
You say that and her eyes kind of bug out.
Which he didn't tell me he was going to say that, so as you were bullshitting, I was just like...
I read your notes.
You didn't, though.
That's why when you were saying, I was like...
Yeah, I was like...
Wait a second.
Wait a second.
Am I the Oracle?
Yeah.
Explicitly, yes, you
Yeah.
are.
Funny enough, I don't think you're that far off. And she'll explain what Claudius showed her.
And you asked him how he came to be.
Yes.
Does what she's describing sound like a past event that happened? Or is it more like...
I don't even think...
It seems kind of weird.
It seems a little weird, yeah.
Well, it could be related to what Malakato said about his otherworldly thing.
Yeah.
He said he had to sacrifice something in order to do something good a few years ago. I don't know where he was a few years ago, but I kind of assume that whatever that thing he's looking for is part of that. Maybe it broke and he's trying to put it together.
Maybe.
Doesn't strike me as a good person though, so I don't know why he would care, unless it's for his own interest.
Oh, I'm sure he had some selfish reason for doing it. Even if it was, just to save his own skin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's interesting. I suppose I'm going to have to go talk to him now about what I saw. No doubt he'll want me to ask the tortoise more.
You don't have to tell him.
Could keep it in my pocket for later.
Use it as leverage for later. Information's good for that.
I suppose. Actually, you know what? I've had enough of seeing his face right now. Maybe I will sit on it for a bit.
You don't owe him anything, you know. Information or otherwise.
I suppose, but he hasn't kicked me off the ship yet, so there's that.
Mm-hmm. I suspect Ernie might be next.
Hopefully not. I've grown quite fond of him.
Well, Terry's been working really hard. It could be nice to give him a shot. Maybe the responsibility will...
I'll do him
He'll
some
mature a
good.
bit, yeah.
Maybe.
Terry's going for
You should ask him to explain his metaphor. He might cut off more of his hair.
I don't think I'll do that. But,
If you want to laugh.
I'll think on what you said.
Yes, and well, you're more familiar with visions, so if think on it, maybe if it makes more sense to you, I'll be able to garner something from it, because just recalling it gives me a headache.
Been there. I find that sometimes with the visions, they don't make a lot of sense, but having outside context sometimes fills in some blanks. That's why I picked up that book on ancient civilizations. I thought maybe since this eternal one is, well, eternal, who knows? But I don't know. It could be related to all of this.
Keep an eye on the book in case it says something loosely describing individuals of what I saw.
Okay.
I'm not certain what they were.
Well, I should get back to it. That Pico did a number on this thing.
He sure did. I was looking through my books, and maybe tomorrow I might be able to help you with some of this going forward.
The ship?
Fixing things.
Oh, okay. Sure. My partner is a little, well, she's not very good at,
She's a little blind.
she's blind. So it makes it very hard to direct her to broken parts of the ship. So that'll be very appreciated.
That is fair.
My best, Brooksy.
Oh, she's here.
She's like, you hear her bracelets of this small goblin with this like
They're
hood
clinking.
and like these like extra bangles and stuff like walks by, and she may use that as an excuse, but you know that even though she's like these heavy cataracts, like she gets around the ship fine, but every time it comes to nail a board to the ship, she's just like,
Whoopsie.
"Woe is me."
I know your game, bitch.
I knows it when I sees it. She goes down deck. So you have officially been on board. You guys have talked long enough. Let's roll D100. Who is setting sail here?
Whose turn is it?
I did last time, so it's not me.
Whose turn is it?
I'll do it again.
I'll do it.
I like doing
Have
it.
you done it yet?
I don't think I've done it yet.
I think it's just you and me left.
85.
85. Do I have
Is
it?
it good or
Take it.
bad?
Oh, we get your thing.
The Wanderer's Guide.
Oh, 85 we already did with Skeleton Galley.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
31.
31.
That seems worse.
Oh, okay. This one. So, as you guys are sailing,
The Kraken.
as you guys are sailing, you just
Oh,
hear
look at that.
Somebody whispered.
Did
And
you some scurrying?
and
More
then you
scary.
see these two huge. There's no clouds in the sky. The sky is perfectly clear, yet these huge pouring rains coming at a rapid pace towards the ship. Like the rain of arrows from like a militia or something like that, just raining down, and you guys are like you can't turn the ship in time. There's nothing to do, and then suddenly, who's on deck right now?
Probably me.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
roll
up
a
there.
reflex save.
You're good at that.
Yeah, I am good at that. 30.
30. So, as the rains are coming, you can see that's not rain, and you reach out your hand and grab one of the raindrops, which are now actually huge dagger-sized
freaking.
oh my gosh, fish.
Oh no!
It's flying fish, hundreds of them, thousands of them, just pouring on the ship.
That just
I'm gonna
made
grab the nets. Get the nets. So the bells are ringing because this is a rare chance to grab some food without having to fish for it. Everyone, tell me what you're doing, and you'll be able to, based on your success, add supplies to the ship's supplies.
I'm gonna go find that last spare shell we have and just sort of like hold it above my head to try and catch them as they pelt into it.
All right, go ahead and roll. I don't know what we call that. Let's see. You tell me what skill you think that is, and I'll let you apply that. All right. What's everyone else doing? Is these fish
The
are like
large trap door that's on our deck that we lower livestock into,
Yeah.
I go over and I like spin the wheel and it just opens up.
Okay, just trying to catch them.
It's just falling in.
That's going to be it would be like sailing lore, or it would be maybe a thievery check to like.
How about engineering lore since I'm
engineering
opening
lore
the
would
wheel?
work. You have to try to engineer them in there. I'll take it. Okay, Kai.
So Kai climbs up the rigging, slashes through one of the ropes that holds the sail down, and is trying to and has basically grabbed the rope and is trying to attach it to the rear mast so that the sail, instead of doing this, is doing this.
like a little bed sheet that everything can roll on.
And he basically when as he's running up there, he's just shouting to Wit and Rosamund like, "Follow me!"
All right, so you can either roll intimidate to make them do better, or you can roll sailing lore for yourself.
I don't know, sailing. It's cooler to roll
Okay,
sailing
go
lore
ahead,
for
go
myself,
sailing lore.
obviously.
Would be like
I love that
athletics
we're
to try
getting
and
a lore
find the
skill
biggest
usage here.
patches of
All right, don't tell me the result yet.
fish.
Brooks.
I will recall knowledge of ancient civilization. He's running around looking for a bucket and then remembers that we don't have any, but he finds a net, which is like a bucket with holes. And so he's going to take this net and hang off the side of the ship as we're going and trying to like scoop up the stuff on the bottom.
Athletics. All right.
Cordelia's instructed the cauldron to follow her up. Yeah, and she's essentially gonna try and like direct it so that it's catching as many as
It's like a Mario Party mini
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
Fish getting into the
Yeah.
pot.
I'm going to use the hero point.
All right, go ahead and roll. You're going to roll diplomacy because you're doing that with the cauldron itself and you're commanding it. But you're going to have fortune because it is sort of your object. It's with you. All right.
22.
22 is a success. Okay.
23.
23 is a success.
29.
That is a success.
Oh my God! What a way!
It's a success.
22.
That is a success. So no crit successes.
Wow.
5 successes.
Good job, everyone.
Someone roll a 1d4.
Somebody that's not me.
Someone
I
roll
don't.
one.
I
I'll
don't
do it.
I don't want to roll a 1.
2.
2. Add 7 days of supplies.
Fishies!
Where are you
So
fish?
many fish.
You have
Fish sticks?
now. You guys have to engineer something like a little like freshwater bath or something in there just to keep them alive and fresh. Or you have to get them done real quick.
All
or
the empty
salt them
pickle
up.
barrels are just jumbled.
Yeah, let's take on the fish. Brine the fish.
Just flood the lowest deck.
But as you guys like have this flying fish, everyone just goes to the deck, and it's actually kind of a fun. I imagine like some sort of like cheesy song playing in the background. Yay! Like grabbing the fish, like everyone's grabbing their nets, and
Incredible.
everyone's people have spears and they're grabbing at them, and like people are comparing. I got 12 over here. Even the smith is out at one point outside, and you can see him raise up his hammer, and lightning sparks from it, and like 12 fish just fall down around him. The only one who doesn't come out of his cabin is the captain. You can see him like looking out the curtains and he closes the curtains back out.
Terry,
He's
you
disappointed
slept
every day
through
that
the
we have
best
to
day.
eat the fish.
Oh no, Terry.
It was magical, man. There were fish flying from the sky. It was so cool.
What? Wait, is the beautiful woman still here?
Nope, she left.
He like pulls the blanket over and goes back to bed.
Flew right on up.
So you have to deduct 2 days of supplies from the 7 you just got. But congrats, you guys got a whole bunch
Wow.
of flying fish. And Terry is very
That
disappointed.
is huge.
That was a good one.
boys.
That was it. So let's say that Brooks, you kind of guided them into the shoals of those fish. That's really cool. All right.
I like that.
So, what you see on the horizon, the island you're approaching is larger than any of the others that you've stopped off. Even Idle Bay was nowhere near the size of this. As you pull up, it's stretching across the horizon, wrapping around it, and it rises higher than the others. Not a mere day's undertaking, but it could take days, weeks. It could take a while to explore this. Who knows what's there on this unexplored... Wait a second. And as you're approaching that destined island, you see the shoreline, the rocky beach, twisting up into this sparse, sort of verdant cliffside where you see houses. And along the beach, a long wooden dock with a small sloop stationed there. And that's where we're going to go ahead and take our break.
Civilization.
All right.
Who knew?
So what I'm going to go ahead and do is we're going to go on a break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Thank you everyone that's been here. Thank you to all of our raiders. Thank you Fujin. Thank you to everyone that's hanging out and all of our lurkers. Thank you everyone for being here. And we'll see what happens in the second half in just a little bit. We'll see y'all soon.
Bye-bye.
And we're back.
Hello.
Woo! That's in fact we are back.
Yeah.
All right. So in case you missed before the break, what happened was the party had multiple discussions and thoughts about how to protect.
It was heart-to-heart feelings hour.
Yeah, it was heart-to-heart feelings hour. How to protect these tortoises, these magical tortoises they had stolen from a research facility. Brooks went to the captain and deceived him with this tale that mirrored the truth in a very way that shocked the captain and both me, who know the truth and did not share this information with you beforehand. Wesley and Cordelia were reprimanded and told if they ever defied the captain again, they would be kicked off the ship in no unclear terms. The turtles were protected by Terry.
Yep. Thanks to the diligence of my boy.
Kai had an amazing heart-to-heart with Cordelia, talking about the shadows of her past and her transgressions against her in Starheal. Whereas Cordelia also shared a vision with Claudius, the middle-sized turtle, which showed her glimpses of what their origin might be. And Wesley had a question for Ernie about what makes a person good. All of these heartfelt conversations can be found in our first half of the episode, if you missed it.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
But seriously, do that. Do that.
Tell your friends.
I'm not going to say it. He can say it. I'm not going to say it. But do in fact do that.
And subscribe.
As we come back from break, everyone go ahead and take your hero point. Everyone. So
Take it.
let me just put a little.
I think a lot of us do.
If I know, but I already did. You are amazing, and thank you so much for being here. We love it so much. So I'm going to put on this. I don't want to put on the mysterious playlist because I know you made the playlist and it's going to be really mysterious. So let's do like a something a little bit more neutral here.
Well, I have mysterious, I have creepy, and I have big creepy. For varying levels.
So
For varying levels.
as you approach the island, there is a large wooden dock and it looks new. And there are buildings you can see, deep in. You can't just walk straight from the dock to like these buildings, but there is sort of like dockside little area with some sort of setup, and you can see figures, plain as day, not hiding, not scurrying, not running around, but just out shapes, silhouettes, too small, no bigger than ants at this distance in the horizon. But you can see Scotty actually steps up and she takes out a spyglass and she's looking. I see all manner of folk. I see men, dwarves. There's a couple of, looks like elves, maybe some halflings, or could be children. I can't tell at this distance.
Yeah. Do we have any alternate colors we could be flying right now?
Just Melanato's face.
Yeah,
Melanato's face. Yeah, that's probably fine.
Well, the captain's Jolly Roger is pretty jolly, and you look up, and it's, as we established,
Yeah,
it's
it's
Melanata
literally
with a
him.
thumbs up.
Yeah, that's a good point. There is one giant issue though. Hey, Pico, can you swim?
I don't know.
So here's the thing. We're about to dock on the big island that we said we were going to take you to. But I don't think they're going to like you.
Why?
At first.
At first. Or ever.
I can kill them.
Nope, that's not what I said. We're going to need you. We're going to have to part ways. And maybe you could swim over there.
You see, and Pico's brow gets furrowed. And he steps up to Ernie.
Yep.
You talk a lot.
I've heard that feedback before.
Promises were made.
Oh yeah, hold on one second. I go down into the hold.
Okay.
And I come out with a goat that has one of the big clam shells on its back. And I've shaved the goat.
You're rolling versus perception. Right now. This is about to...
Deception versus perception?
You're rolling deception.
Oh.
I like though that you do value.
Do I hero point this?
You clearly value
Yes.
the magical turtles over like you're not endeared to this goat.
First one's better.
So like the morality of this is still very questionable.
It's his goat. 24.
His perception DC is 23.
Wow.
By the way, a hill giant is a level 7 creature. That is a very hard encounter for you.
Yeah, this
in
could have gone bad.
That, that you were 2 away from a potential TPK. He takes it. I have dreamed of this moment. What happens next? You can only see in the darkest of animes and perhaps Dark Souls and things of that nature. And I will not describe it on scene here. But it's safe to say that
I'll
many
mark
sailors... This is why the captain's looking for a replacement for her. So Pico just... Crunch.
That's turtle for you.
I will search the island for more animals to eat.
Way over there. Away from these people.
That side.
Yeah. And
When we meet again,
I'll remember the password.
you will bring me more animals. Or I will eat you.
I'm way smaller, but deal. Okay. I just kind of like hold up my whole arm.
And then Pico cannonballs into the water, and you can see people on the shore just start scattering.
Oh my.
And then
The alarm bells ring. No.
the cannonball doesn't resurface.
Hey, we did it!
So that was a no.
Swam last episode.
I know. I'm well aware.
That's a no on being
Well,
able
so
to
he just looked
swim.
like he can hold his breath a long time.
Well, so can you.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Wow.
Well, that's one problem solved.
Was that okay?
Maybe eating the turtle.
Gave him water breathing.
So Scotty looks, and she's like, "Did you know we're not yet in the shallows, or that's like there's these things."
It's really hard to figure out scale when he's so big and I'm so small and the ocean's so wide.
He was a really good swimmer last time.
Mm-hmm.
It was more shallow there.
Yeah, when you crit fail.
Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh.
I did notice as he jumped in that his shoelaces were tied together.
Well,
And he had the giant bag that was full of
rocks. All of
it was
his
full of
rocks.
rocks. You realize he was wearing a bag
fence.
full of
I
rocks.
told him to take the rocks
And a
off.
fence. He really liked that. He really liked that fence.
His favorite fence.
It's his favorite fence.
well, rip Pico. But
We don't know that.
that will probably be helpful to us.
In no way
more
will
than
this come back to haunt us later.
And smack the side of the boat, and then
Keep sailing! Keep sailing!
I forgot my fence. And Pico rips off some pieces of the ship that had been used to repair the ship, and then goes back into the water.
You can use the actual fence to fix that.
Oh wait, that's right. I wanted to switch that out since it's been a day.
Well, that is not the solution I was looking for.
So how tall are these cliffs we're approaching?
No. When I said cliff, I meant underwater cliffs, like the drop-offs that like separate the island. So
okay.
underwater, Pico cannonballed into open ocean. You guys are not yet close enough to dock, like to take like a rowboat out.
Yeah, I thought you were saying like the stuff was on a sheer cliff.
No.
face of the-
If I'll pull up the map real quick, you can see on this big map there is a incline to where the forest starts, and then there's actual sort of mountains and cliffs on this. So the whole thing rises up into this big hill and then descends down again.
Is there a spot we could dock? Like,
There's a dock.
Yeah, let's approach the dock. All right.
Okay.
We are not pirates.
Okay.
but you said we were.
Wink.
All right.
We're connections.
We're docking, says Scotty.
Yeah, we're on a diplomatic mission.
Aye, sir. Men,
No raiding.
we'll just let you go do your thing.
Okay. Yeah. No killing.
To be fair, you're usually the ones who kill people.
Fair.
Too soon. Too soon.
All right.
Yeah.
The ship pulls in smoothly, docks, lines, anchors, and there's just a single young man on the dock. He is tall. I mean, he's like 6'7", and he is remarkably handsome if he wasn't so weird looking. Like, he would be super handsome. It's like, oh, that kid's almost like real cute. He's like 18, 19. You're like, man, he would be so handsome if he didn't just like strike you in this weird way. He's really tall, so he's kind of slouching over, and he's a little too skinny for his size, so he looks a little gangly, and his hands are a little bit too long for how long his hands are. And although he's, handsome, he has like this sharp chin, and he kind of keeps his head down a little bit, and he has this big curly black hair that falls down and curls. Hey, hello, welcome. You look. He has one hazel eye and one blue eye, like blue-gray, heterochromatic, as he waves at you. Hi, I'm Velen. It's a pleasure to see you here. Are you going to stay for a while, or are you just passing through?
I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. We didn't really expect for this island to be inhabited.
No one expects to reach Ocelin, but we're also very happy you're here.
Excellent.
If you want to just come down, whoever feels comfortable coming down. Some people usually like to stay on the ship for a little bit to make sure it's safe.
I jumped down onto the dock.
Hey, Velen. And you are?
Oh, they call me Wesley.
They call you Wesley. That's excellent. I'm so glad you made your way here. A lot of people, they end up lost, and I'm just glad you're found now.
Kind of. All right. Yeah. So, here, let's lower the gangplank.
Everyone roll society, please, real quick. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
What was the name of this place?
Ocelin. Osalen. Ocelin.
That's natural 20 for a 20.
Also a natural 20 for a 20.
That's still a crit. That's a crit. All right,
no.
so I'm just going to go ahead and say that
31,
two people have
sorry.
already crit, so I'm just going to go ahead and share this information with the group.
31.
There are no established colonies or outposts in the Sleeping Sea. No one lives up in here, y'all.
Yeah, that's what
They're too scattered. It's too far away from the mainland. This is just a passing through place. It's just easy sailing. Sure, there might be a pirate or like a rum runner's like hideaway, but a town? Absolutely not. So all of these places are too far away to receive supplies from the mainland. There are no recordings of civilization in the Sleeping Sea. Second, on a crit success, the make of the houses in the dock remind you of no established architecture, but it's a general design that's like rudimentary. It's nice, it's well done, love and care went into it, but there's no like dwarven twist to it. There's no elvish inscriptions. There's no
It's basically a box with a roof.
It looks like someone took open a book that said how to build a bridge or build a dock, and they built it as per the instructions. It looks perfectly passable, like someone did it step by step, with no flair or like beauty to it, essentially.
I'm getting some weird vibes.
Yeah. Hi.
Hey, I'm Velen.
Hi. I'm Lord Ernest Murrin.
Lord!
Yes, we're on a
It's been so long since we got a lord.
we're on a diplomatic mission from Restaurin.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yep.
Restaurant, wow. Closer than some. Farther
Yeah.
than others.
Well, we're new.
Everyone's new at one point, but now that you're here, it's fine. It's all gonna be fine.
Great. That's good to hear. What'd you say this place was called?
Are you off the ship?
Awesome Land?
Yeah. And the whole time he's been talking, she's just kind of like
Oh my god.
cocked her head a little.
Oh my god. He runs over and he grabs your hands. You're so beautiful. Oh my god. You didn't tell me you were already blessed. Blessed? They were blessed in the presence. Look, and he shows you his eyes.
Yes, I noticed.
You're like me.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Why is he talking to Cordelia like Terry that just saw a pretty turtle?
She has black hair too.
Oh, okay.
They don't know. You don't know?
Not really.
I woke up today and I knew today was going to be a great day. I'm so very excited. Is it just Kai? I haven't heard from you in a second. Are you coming down as well?
Well, yeah, Kai was looking around to see what, this kid's standing on the dock. Where is everyone else?
Go ahead and roll a little perception for me.
Percepi.
Okay, it's going to be a 19.
19. There's no one else here. There's people a couple hundreds of feet away, like hanging out. You notice that there are people. Think like pop-up towns in the Old West. There's one large main street with stretches with double-tiered buildings on each side. You see men and women of all the common races working in tandem to like put up a new building. It looks like they're building a barn and like raising it up. A woman brings them water in a pitcher, and others are laughing. You see kids outside playing chase the hoop with the stick, and they're going around. There's like no guards. There's no militia. Like it's just this kid on the dock talking to you.
Are they looking at us at all?
No, they're. I mean, occasionally, like no one's like ignoring you, but like occasionally people are looking over, and you see them talking, and they look generally pretty happy. You see one person like clap their hands together, and they're like, yes. But like it's just this kid on this dock. No one else is close enough. Like you don't see ambushes. You don't see like there's not even any place to ambush. It's a clear beach.
And just the one dock.
And one dock. It's big enough for, honestly, it's not even big enough for the Windfall. It's for this little sloop that's right here. Mm-hmm. Welcome home.
Home?
Yes, so many of us have left, but I don't think anyone's come back.
I've never been here before.
That doesn't make sense.
A lot of what you're saying doesn't make sense.
Oh. I'm sorry.
And she's kind of like extracted her hands at this point.
They chose me for greeter because I don't know. I just get so excited meeting new people. But sometimes I think I get a little overly enthusiastic. Let me think. Velen, calm down. This is Ocelin. All your troubles are over. Your journey is done. It's easier for me to show you. Whoever feels comfortable, if you want to get on your ship...
I feel so uncomfortable.
Does Brooke say that?
This is me. I feel so uncomfortable.
I think when I'm making notes, I go, how do I make Mitchell uncomfortable? Like research.
It's not hard.
Address him.
Y'all, you look like you've been through some stuff. You've probably seen battles or monsters or pirates out there.
Pirates? No.
It doesn't matter what your past is. It doesn't matter what sins you carried on your back. It's all going to be okay now.
With like a thud, Kai's boots land on the pier. He's basically jumped off the ship.
Wow.
All right, kid. What the hell's going on here?
It's Ocelin. It's easier for me to show you. You just want to come into town.
I genuinely do not know.
Okay.
This feels like is this some pirate lantern shit? This feels like some pirate's lantern or some captain's lantern shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what that
I
means.
with.
Okay. Come on, Velen. The last time I came out here, we tried to sail away because they thought the town was cursed or something like that. And
A lot of curses going around.
there's a lot of curses out there. You don't have to worry about them here.
Oh yeah.
You can cure curses.
Yes.
I'm listening.
Diseases, curses, pain, wounds. It's not gonna be a problem anymore.
Why?
Because you're in Ocelin. We are provided for here. I feel like I'm talking, you're getting more suspicious. Just come look at the town. Alright, whoever feels comfortable, just come with me.
Well, we do need supplies.
Sure.
I look up at up to the ship. At who's
Scotty.
Scotty. I'm like, take the ship out like a quarter of a mile. Enough to hear my whistle.
It's hard for me to explain why I'm so carefree. You're apprehensive. You have every right to be apprehensive. You've probably not seen someone as excited and carefree as me your entire life. I don't blame you for having your guard up.
No, I've met Wesley.
I don't.
Well, the last new people we met stabbed us.
He shows you his hands, and as he's walking forward, no one's going to stab you here. We don't even... And you look around, there are no guards. There is not even a militia. You don't even see a sword or a shield in sight.
I love that idealism. What do you do when there's like wolves?
Wolves won't come out here.
What about hill giants?
I can't imagine a hill giant coming here.
Yeah, that would be weird, wouldn't it?
I'm good swimmers.
That might be. I would accept them lovingly.
Okay.
They're welcome. We have enough to provide.
You need to.
I gotta stop talking. Just come. And as you're walking, you can see there are no guards. Let's do a roll perception checks all around.
Percepi.
Can I make a perseveration check?
Okay. No.
24.
24. Just see if anyone crits real quick.
23.
25.
25. Yeah, 25.
All passes, no crit. All right. So, you notice that although there's a seamstress to your left, a blacksmith, a general store, as you peek and peer, there are no advertisements. There's no prices on anything. You see a small boy run up and steal an apple from a fruit stand, take a bite in front of the cart owner, and the cart owner just laughs, and then the boy runs back to his friends and continues playing. You see a woman go into a shop and just take the dress and say, "Oh, thank you so much." Everywhere people are talking and engaging with each other. It's a very lively, small town. You gauge there's probably about 50 or 60 people here. Small town, but everyone's engaging. Everyone's working as well. Everyone's putting forth some sort of effort. The people that seem to be relaxing seem to be on some sort of break or something like that. Are you hungry? Tired? Do you need medical attention?
Nah, I ate on the ship.
Okay, but the food here is really good. And he takes an apple and he bites it and eats it.
As we're walking, I'd like to cast Detect Magic and see if there's any, like, weird shit pinging around me within 30 feet. Like, from people, from places, from food, from drinks.
The food's not magical. The water's not magical. The dresses aren't magical. The buildings aren't magical. You do detect magic, though, as you're walking. You're like, oh, this is weird that nothing's... Ping! Like a beacon. A small little kid with, like, maybe 5 or 6, curly black hair, hunched over, drawing something in the dirt.
Okay.
That's Chris. Why don't you go say hi?
Hey, Chris.
Hey. There's a little boy, big curls. He has one silvery blue eye and one dark brown eye.
The same as Velen?
Well, one of them.
Velen,
But
He
yeah.
has different eyes. Okay.
different eyes, but they're both heterochromatic.
What is he drawing in the dirt?
It looks like a bird flying, like a little, like, you know how kids do, like the birds over like a strong birds drawn on the ocean. Hey,
What's he drawing there?
I'm drawing some birds. I saw them the other day.
Oh.
Are y'all gonna stay with us now, like everybody else?
Probably not for too long. We're just here to resupply and then head on out. We have stuff to do and all.
He laughs. Okay.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, everybody stays. Why wouldn't you?
Well, because we're not from here. We don't live here.
No one's from here. And he saying it like, what's that word? Oh my gosh, not pedantic.
Patronizing?
He's kind of patronizing. Precocious. He's precocious. That's the word I was looking for. He's being a little precocious with you. He's like, no one's from here. No one's from here. We'll all just end up here.
Well, how did you get here?
Well, when my mommy was here, she had me. So I'm from here.
When she was here? Is she here no longer?
Oh, she's here.
So, what happens if people decide they want to leave? Like visitors, like before us.
The only people that left were the pirates.
Why did they leave?
Mm-hmm.
As I'm talking to him, is he being truthful?
Yeah. You do want insight? Or it's his perception check versus his deception DC if he's lying to you?
If he is lying to me, my DC is 23.
Okay.
But
Yeah, because you use your.
He's telling the truth. He's a kid. He seems very nonchalant about all of this.
Well, I'll let you get back to your drawing.
Thank you.
Hey, Ernie,
Yes.
do you get the feeling that everyone's only pretending around here?
Yeah, it feels like there's some sort of kind of veneer smeared all over everything. I don't really know what's going on. Do you have any sort of, like, leadership? As a lord, I'd like to meet him.
They really should give me a script every time. Every time someone comes here. No, we're not cursed. No, it's not a cult. No, we don't have a leader. But every time someone asks to talk to the leader, I send them to Earl. Earl's been here, I guess, the longest. You can go talk to him.
Okay. Where's he?
He points to this old, sort of like wizened-looking man that's helping put up the barn right now. Middle-aged, big, bushy beard that hasn't been trimmed in a while. Long hair that's tied back. But I'll let you go with your friends, but I hope we can talk later. I haven't heard about what's out there, and I'm just really looking forward to it. We're so blessed today.
Yes, I have some questions, but I should stick with my friends.
Stay with your friends. I'll be around.
Right.
Yeah.
Hello, Earl, is it?
You must be the newcomers.
Yep. I heard that you're kind of not the leader, but maybe a little bit of the leader, or maybe you're like the oldest person here.
I've just been here.
Oh.
Yeah.
What brought you here?
It's a funny question, and every outsider's asked me, and they'll always have trouble recalling an answer. It's foggy, and I mean that literally. I remember the stars looking really strange that night. And this sort of dizziness that was here.
Wait, so you didn't, like, come here by ship?
No.
You just kind of appeared here. You're the second person to tell me a story like that in 2 days.
I don't think it's a coincidence. I think something brought me here. I think something brought you here, whether you think it or not. Whether you say that's just the wind, or your navigator, or your mission, whatever it is, something brought you here, and you're here now. And I think that's important.
While they're like talking, like they all seem to have like the heterochromia, but
No, just those two people.
oh, just them two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was about to
Because I was
say.
gonna say, does anyone else look weird? Like
Yeah, Cordelia's
Bella
been
did?
Go
kind
ahead and roll
of
perception,
looking.
both of y'all, real quick.
Okay.
18.
18.
14.
You find 4 individuals with heterochromia. Each of them look similar to Velen. Curly black hair, skinny,
just, like, something
long-limbed,
off.
a little off.
And only the little one had magic pinging off of him?
Did you go around with Wesley?
No, from like Velen, for example. He doesn't have
Velen
any...
had it too, yes.
Okay, so anyone like them, I would assume.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Were they all men?
No.
Oh, okay.
There are 2 girls and 2 boys. So Chris,
Okay.
you see one that's an older young lady, probably like 16, 17, and then one that's a little girl, maybe like 10. And then Velen would be the oldest, and then there's Chris would be probably like the youngest.
Does your detect magic reveal any more information? Like, does it? It doesn't upcast yet.
It just says this is magic.
I thought maybe at 3rd level it would.
Oh, actually, it might now. Let me see.
That's what I'm asking. Is we got access to 3rd level spells, so if it's a 3rd level,
I learned the School of Magic for the highest level effect within range that it detects.
Divination.
Okay. Good to know.
Well, look, finally someone who's talking some sense. You said you're here. You feel like you're here for a reason? What's that reason? What are you doing here?
The world is in a state. I don't know what region you come from. You look like a interesting group. I've heard all kinds of accents from you. We come from all walks of life as well. Something brought us here. Some of us through the mist, some of us through the sea. I have one singular goal. To make life better. To make it livable. And we have that. There's no money here. There's no pain. Yeah, there's scrapes and bruises. Sometimes we smash our hand with a hammer. Sometimes we hit a nail. Sometimes kids bruise themselves, but we heal. There's not been a death yet, but I imagine that whenever I get older and expire, it'll happen naturally. I'm not saying that we're immortal or invincible, but I'm saying that the burdens of the world that we carried don't exist here. Miracles happen every day. All we do is put forth a little hard work and try to earn what's been given to us. A lot of outsiders. And again, you look mighty apprehensive, and you're right to be. Hell, if I was talking to me from however he looks at the sky, however long ago, I would have just laughed and turned around, went about my business, but take some time. I'm not asking you to trust blindly. Spend some time with these people. Listen to their stories. Talk to them. See how good the food is. See how great the clothes are. See what it feels to earn something without the expectation of giving something back. When there's no greed pushing the commerce. Where a craft can truly just be a craft.
yeah. I think I'm more interested in that jungle. How far out does your influence go?
We don't go past the boundaries of that grassy terrain right there. We plan on expanding, but the whole island doesn't belong to us. Jocelyn and her blessings extend to this town only.
We heard that there used to be pirates. Did they live amongst you for any time?
They were here briefly. They wanted to raid our town. They were punished for it. Luckily, no one was hurt.
You don't seem to have much in the way of militia or weapons.
We don't fight. If they wanted to strike us down, they could have shot us. They could have stabbed us. They could have kidnapped us and took us and sold us. But these things will not happen.
But you said they were punished?
They were punished.
Who does the punishing?
Well, Henrietta does the punishing.
Does he nod in a direction when he says that?
He nods past the jungle.
And that is...
I'm sorry, where are you from?
Restaurant.
Restaurant finds the term witch offensive.
Yeah.
She is a mage.
Okay.
Who appeared here the same day I did. Together, she promised protection as long as I promised to keep this and to build a community here. And I have.
Do you have to, deliver anything to Henrietta at any point in time?
There's the giving, but...
Uh-huh.
Everyone's just like...
There's the catch.
There it is. Well, and the giving.
You gotta say that. Well, we give and she gives right back. You can
Makes sense.
Ask Velen about it. Ask Chris.
And what do you give?
Our children.
Uh-huh.
Why didn't you give that one away? So why didn't you give that one away and point to Chris?
He was asked for.
Asked for? We're not from here. You're gonna have to elaborate.
Henrietta said, "Send me Chris." So we made the trek and brought her Chris.
Oh, so when you give something,
They come back.
you like it? Yeah, it's like a getsy backsies.
Yes, of course.
Okay, cool. That's a lot. That's a lot
okay.
chiller. Yep.
See, I thought she was eating the baby.
And this is why we don't use the term witch.
Yeah, we can't. We can't. Look, I know that.
She's a wonderful medicine woman. She's a very kind soul. He points.
But she doesn't like living with you.
She's very isolated. If you're so scared of the giving, like he points to Cordelia, clearly you have one that's been given. Do you find your life has been terrible in some way? Do you think you're not worth being here?
As a matter of fact, yes.
You've had a hard life out there.
Yes.
And now you're here in a place where there's a lot of people like you. And they're living in a very wonderful way.
Yes, I'm curious about that. I've never met anyone like me before.
I hadn't either until the first. It's a blessing.
Is it?
They certainly feel that way. And he motions over to Velen, who's like laughing and like clapping over. And it's a little unnerving for someone who was hunted in your childhood to see people. Velen's the popular kid. He's the high school quarterback prom king. People are like going up and like
He's so handsome.
giving him high fives. You can even see like
Yeah, he is very tall.
he's very, very tall. People are like whispering, like you see girls like giggling in the corner and looking at him, and he like looks over and they like scatter like giggling. No one's ever, even people that have known you, no one but your dad has ever looked at you without that apprehension before. Except here, even talking to Earl, he meets your gaze and it does not falter a bit. Not in the slightest.
Is Henrietta open to receiving visitors?
Absolutely. She said her door is always open, but
I don't know, kid, but I want to get the hell out of here.
I'll be honest. It's not an easy route. Usually we wait for her to come to us, and that only happens whenever it's time for the giving. Seeing as Chris was recent, I don't think it's going to happen for a couple more years. You're welcome to go see her. She's not going to send you away. She's very able to have visitors. She loves seeing people. But we're not the only inhabitants on this island. You're not the only people that doubted us. And unless you're one of us, you're not extended Henrietta's protections. There was a priest of Bromos who came by, also from Restaurant. We warned him, we cloaked him, fed him, and he refused to listen. He said he was going to get to the bottom of this mystery.
Yeah, we're stubborn folk.
You are more than welcome to get to the bottom of the mystery, but I have told you, there is a witch. We give her our children, she gives them back unharmed.
Do you think she could lift a curse?
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
In return, she gives us protection and helps our town flourish, and she protects us from the outside elements like those pirates. The brother was not one of us, and he went out into the jungle, and he met the other inhabitants of the island. Lizard folk.
Oh.
Ooh.
He said, the path of Bromos is the path of brotherhood, and I will... Well...
They ate them.
Oh, they ate most of them.
Oh.
And he goes over and he hands to whoever's closest to him, I guess just Ernie. You can have his things if you think it'll help you. Didn't help him. He hands you a book of translation in Uruxi, which is the language of lizard folk, and a survey map, and a map of this island. Ooh. Both of those things will help you explore.
I hand the map to Kai. Does the book of translation, is it like one of those, like, those dictionaries that have, like, phrase to
Book of
phrase?
translation.
Like this word means meat.
It is an advanced book of translation. So, it has complex phrases, colloquialisms, and a rudimentary understanding of lizard folk language. When you try to gather information or make an impression, you can do that without speaking the language. So you have the book open, you're like, buenos dias, you know?
right.
And like, because you don't have a circumstance penalty to it, so you can just try to make a diplomacy or gather information or make an impression without knowing the language. You can. It takes 10 minutes.
But it's only set for the lizard folk language.
Lizard folk language. So you can have a 10-minute conversation, and at the end you'll make a roll. And if you're successful with making an impression, you can go up from like hostile to friendly, or friendly to, you know.
Oh.
Who should
Maybe
do the talking?
Can I take a look at that?
Yeah, here.
The
take a look.
survey map.
I'm not bad at talking, but neither are you.
The survey map, if I can find it, details a single location, so this island, in excellent detail. You are all going to have a +1 item bonus to survival checks and any skill checks to recall knowledge relating to this island.
Very cool.
Could I attempt to recall knowledge about lizard folk
You absolutely can. Go for
my
it.
diplomat's badge?
Yeah, absolutely. That's society, buddy.
Society, okay.
Would it be a +1 from the...
Are they part of the
You
island?
do get a +1, yes, because they're part of the island.
Part of the
Ooh.
island in the
I
island?
think you got it.
27.
27. Crit success.
Oh.
Which
Okay.
means
So I get a +2 to diplomacy checks with lizard folk for the rest of the day.
Interesting. Let me tell you about lizard folk.
Which is not item bonus in the stack.
So,
Good.
lizard folk, they're...
Lizard Whisperer.
They call themselves Gavruxi, but most humanoids call them lizard folk. Some of them are able to function in society, but most do not. There's a reason that you see humans, elves, and dwarves in the city and not lizard folk. Even goblins, to an extent, like most goblins can, come into a city in the less, aggressive areas. But they have urges to consume flesh. But they are still a deeply cultured group. Even though they're a little wild and have these primal urges, doesn't make them any less of a society. They have their own societies and they have their own cultures. So they have clans, and most lizard folk worship the stars, and they use stars as guidance. Most of them that learn magic are called stargazers. These would be like the leaders of little sects of them. They're largely small nomadic cultures, or not nomadic, small family cultures, and don't often make like kingdoms and things of that sort. And they often consort with different beasts and tame like wild beasts. They're really good at that. And other lizard-like creatures like snakes and basilisks, they'll make alliances with those as well.
Okay. Interesting.
So they are extremely wild and fervent, but they are not without reason.
Huh. Well, good. I think I'll take a look at this book. In travel. Did he say where the witch is supposed to be?
You can't miss it. Her hut, if you just go past, you're going to go into lizard folk lands. There's a swamp. You're going to see a hill overlooking a drenched basin. Through the basin, you got to look out. It's one of their popular fishing grounds. If you go through the basin, up on the curve of the hill, before you reach the middle of the island, you'll find Henrietta's hut. Can't miss it.
Once
Once you're within
dangerous, besides the lizard folk, or
natural beasts that live on the island, I don't really rightly know. We don't venture out much, but I imagine you might find owlbears or I don't know, big lizards, snakes, skeeters.
Owlbear was... That sounds like two different creatures, but I didn't hear a pause in your voice.
Let's hope you don't find out what I'm talking about.
Oh, it's got paws. Cordelia, is this something that you really want to meet this person?
I mean,
She might have some answers for questions that you have.
yes, I suppose. But it sounds quite dangerous, and well, I mean, we're here to resupply, but
Well, we can tell the ship to do some resupplying while we venture further inward. And who knows, maybe she has a,
she might be able to help you.
yeah, she might have some curse-removing abilities before I eat us out of house and home.
I don't mean to eavesdrop, but if you've got a curse, she can certainly remove it. She might ask for something in return,
Yeah.
but I don't think there's a spell that she can't undo. She's a talented,
She doesn't ask for a kid.
talented mage. I see your ship has taken a little distance, probably because you didn't trust us. If you want to signal your people to come on board, we'll feed them, clothe them, get them a bath. Totally up to you. If you're not feeling comfortable, we respect your space. All I do is say that you respect the island, make sure you see that no harm comes to Henrietta, or take no aggression against my folk while you're here, and we'll get along just fine.
Seems like easy enough rules.
I don't see any reason to.
I think the crew could follow it, but that's up to you.
They can be a little dense.
I mean, I don't think we should let them all off the ship at any given point in time, for as much for these fine folks' safety as ours. But maybe they can come off in shifts.
Well, how about the people you want working at night to come on now? Because we'll be, we'll refresh them. But at night, we turn on the lanterns. I pull out the cello. A couple of folks on the fiddle. We do a little town community dance. So it's real pretty. So, you want certain folks dancing.
I look around. Are there any ladies Terry's age?
Yeah. Yeah, there's...
Oh no. Maybe he'll want to stay.
Matchmaker.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to him.
All right. Well, you look like you'll be okay.
I suspect I might.
Keep a keen eye. Lizard folk, if you think you found all of them, there's always more. Always.
Well, hopefully it won't come to any aggression. With this book, I think that maybe I can say a couple words.
That's exactly what Ezekiel said.
Maybe we could make signs that just say, "Don't eat me."
All right.
Maybe.
Everything's coming up, Terry? Maybe so.
Man's going up in the world.
This is his arc, actually.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
We're all NPCs.
Terry gets taken or
Yeah.
given.
I will.
We go to leave. Terry chooses to stay.
That's what I think's gonna happen.
I'll take a look at the map, and then I'm going to. Brooks's eyes flash gold again as he's looking at the map, and I'm going to cast Wanderer's Guide to give us a good pathway through that doesn't go through any weird difficult terrain or anything.
Okay, I'm going to say this. I love that spell. When you enter a lizard folk territory, everything is going to be difficult terrain. The swamps are going to be difficult terrain. But because of Wanderer's Guide, I will let you skip the round of survival checks to go up the mountain pass, and no one will get fatigued or assailed by the giant bugs that I had planned.
Bless.
There you go. So that spell did pay off.
Yeah, I guess that is what it does anyway.
Yeah.
It removes a...
It's also worth noting.
You basically just skipped a exploration encounter.
It's worth noting that I am trained in swamp lore.
Is that true?
Yes.
Holy shit. Please roll swamp lore. Are you...
I'm dead serious.
So the thing
He
about
said he was
Pathfinder,
swamp people.
Pathfinder 2e, guys, is you can train your character in a specific lore. This lore can be something very broad, like mermaids, or it can be specific.
I
like,
am from the swamps of Arla.
I know architecture, dwarven architecture lore. They're usually not very powerful skills, but they come up in really good roleplay moments. This is one of those fucking moments. This boy lived in a swamp, so he has swamp lore.
17.
17. Okay. 2 things about lizard folk. They had lizard folk in the swamp of Arla because the swamps are known as the Defiler's Swamp. Because in the War of the 13 Dragons, a black dragon made them his swamps.
Yep.
He brought a lot of magic, he brought a lot of friends. Those friends never left. So deep in the swamps, they had lizard folk. They're really good at hiding. They'll be in the trees and in the water. They can hold their breath for a long time, like hours. And they attack in ambushes. It's like velociraptors. You think you got the jump on one, they're about to get the jump on you.
Alright, I relayed that information. I'm pretty good at swamps. I'll keep an eye out.
So, because of your swamp lore, I'm going to let you know when I reveal the map, if you do get into combat, you might not because of the navigation we've got. Any part that's brown on the map is solid land, like earth. Anything that's green, it looks like grass, that's swamp, it's difficult terrain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Before we get to trekking inward, let's just quickly go relay information to the ship. And I'm going to kind of establish, like, I want them to do their best to resupply, but I don't want more than a third of the crew off the ship at any one point in time.
People are fighting to get off the ship. Like, people are ready.
I make sure Terry's in the first crew to go on.
Boy!
But
And they just draw lots.
they each do 8 hours on land in third shifts.
Got it. Okay.
And we finished everything in 16 hours, and the last group was like, dang it.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, so they're getting on that ships. All right. Does anyone want to eat or drink anything? I love to say that, like, the DM wants you to eat the food. Would anyone like to do anything? Go get a new dress or go get some new shoes before they go on?
Good. I want to meet the switch.
I'd grab an item from a store.
Okay, for your feet later?
Yep.
Okay.
Wow, I think this is going to be useful later.
I think so, too, and not in the way you'd imagine.
I know, it's going to be so unexpected.
I'm ready for it.
I shoved it in my backpack.
Okay.
I love that feat. And you don't have to provide the cost because everything in this town is free.
Oh, that's awesome.
So there's no prices on anything.
Hope it wasn't valuable.
In the swamp parts, do you think that my favored terrain applies there?
Favorite terrain is islands?
Yeah, it's we had kind of discussed the idea of it being like
Aquatic terrain.
island aquatic,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
Marshy.
I'll allow it.
I think I smacked my mic. Sorry, folks.
Alright. So, what are we doing?
Blazing some trails.
Getting the
Well,
hell
no.
out of this town.
No?
Not the
I
fire
have the
bit.
nicest town ever. Y'all are like, let's get the fuck out of here.
It's too nice.
We gotta go fight some lizard folk because this town is too
No,
nice.
I don't want to fight the lizard folk either. I
We
just
got
wanna-
too much
just wanna go
trauma.
talk to a witch. Dylan comes up to Cordelia. You're not. You going? Oh, you're going to see Henrietta.
Yes. We were told that she might have answers, and perhaps she can help one of my friends.
She definitely will help. You look a lot like I did before. I was so scared. I'm really excited for you to meet her.
I hope to learn a thing or two, or make sense of things. And she kind of pulls out the book that she had taken from the library, and it's changeling lore. I was trying to figure out how much of this was real and how much of it was stories. Because I'd never met anyone like us before.
I've met plenty.
I've just met you and Chris.
It's gotta be strange to feel so alone.
I felt that way for a while, and then her eyes kind of drift over to the group.
He smiles and he cocks his head. I thought I heard something on the wind and the waves. This yearning, this call. Maybe it was calling you home.
Out of curiosity, what did that sound like? Was it?
It's hard to quantify. It was the crashing of waves, the whisper of the wind, the call of a bird.
It was vaguely like a song.
It was beautiful, like the world was singing to me.
Yes, I think I've heard that before myself. Anyway, perhaps Henrietta will be able to enlighten me on some of this. I'll let you know what we find out. As she's saying it, she doesn't really know why she...
With no regards to personal space, he like grabs your arm and like he puts his hand on top of your arm. Everything is gonna be okay. I promise.
Thank you.
Don't die to lizard folk.
No promises. I'm prone to danger.
I want to like this guy so bad, but I just...
A massive hand claps down on Velen's shoulder. And Kai literally, I mean, he's pretty tall, but Kai, like, just leans over, like, the top of his head
he's
looking
6'7".
down.
How tall are you?
8 foot.
Gods, you are a tall gentleman.
Kid,
Yes?
you're the one who heard that noise. Wasn't calling to her.
Not what she said. He just shrugs.
What's going on?
Should we go now?
Watch this like by the exit to the city, just
Yeah.
like doing stretches.
If as we leave, Brooks will turn to Cordelia and say, I noticed that the kid Chris and Velen, they both had magic on them. It seemed like divination. Perhaps whenever they are given to Henrietta, she imparts some sort of magic in them. Maybe it's her way of seeing into the town while she's away. Could be something else, but
Potentially. You don't think she'll... Well, you said the giving wasn't going to be for another couple of years. But you wouldn't think she'd do something like that to us.
seems like it's more of a consensual thing. But I have no idea what the hell any of this is, so...
Neither do I.
Yeah, it's got a whole, like, vibe.
It's vibing.
Yeah.
All
Right. You
right.
vibe into the swamp. So skipping the first survival check because of your spell, I do want everyone to go ahead and make a group roll of perception checks.
Ooh.
I think 19's okay. I think I'll keep it.
Actually,
Is that okay?
I don't like that.
didn't get any.
I don't want to hear about
19
this.
feels good.
It's better than what I got.
Does this include the map bonus?
There we go.
Oh.
All right.
Oh yeah,
Yes, add a +1 to everybody because of the
20.
map.
17.
17,
20.
20.
25.
22.
29.
Interesting.
Interesting.
All right. So what the party sees is a number of lizard folk.
Oh, look at those levels.
Very cool.
You see the one, which Ernie identifies as the Stargazer, standing on the outskirts of this pool. And though we're not in combat, I'm going to open up the battle cam just so the audience can. That's my webcam.
I was
Even
waiting
though
for the
we're not in
battle
battle,
music.
yeah.
I'm gonna open up the battle
Here's
music.
the boss battle music.
All right.
Even though we're not in combat, Ernie, you lose 28 HP.
Well, that's just for being who you are.
I've been there.
The mosquitoes are terrible.
All right. So you got
'cause you
that
can't get
little
over
over
the
there.
water.
That's a Stargazer, and you see one other lizard folk standing guard. Looks like some sort of guardian. And then, if you wait for a little bit, you see bubbling up a third lizard folk come up, and he goes, "Wah!" And the other ones go, "Wah!" And it
I frantically looked at What does it mean?
huzzah!
So, having seen them from a distance, I'm going to point them out.
You guys are going to be over here in this little area.
I point them out to Brooks, and then my skin adopts the greens and browns of the surrounding vegetation, and I am going to split off from the group and try to, like, hide from a vantage point where I can see everything.
You're going to go up?
I'll go up, yeah, but I'm stealthing.
Okay.
Trying to.
Trying to.
Roll us another perception for me, please.
Another perception?
Yes.
Less good. But I still get that. So, yeah, 21.
21. Gotcha. Okay.
Do you want a stealth check?
Hmm?
Do you want a stealth
I
check?
do want to stealth now, yes.
Oh, I'm out of hero points.
Oh no.
It's still pretty good, though. 19.
Okay, so you're over here on this edge.
That
Alright.
is really good.
Overlooking this cliff. What's everyone else doing?
Plus 15.
From
I'm waiting. I'm looking
Oh.
at Brooks to take point. He has the translation book.
Okay, as he steps forward, I'll guidance.
Okay.
From my lore check, do I know if it's like rude to address a stargazer directly? Like, I don't know anything about their hierarchy of like.
You would need to ask permission to address the Stargate.
I just received a hero point from the chat. Can I use that for that stealth check?
Yes. Since you had to use fortune. Thank you, chat.
That's going to make
Ernie, you got a
that...
second one from chat.
Thank you. That's going to be now instead a 26. Yes.
For stealth.
Yes.
Because I have a plus 15.
That's important. Okay.
Okay. And there's 2 guards.
So like, this is like generally, it's more clear and less marshy, but you're like in tall grasses essentially. There's not like a whole bunch to hide on, as you can see. There's like some rocks over here. I guess you could be in within.
Well, also my skin's matching the.
Yeah.
the color.
So you're like
I'm low.
chameleoning.
I don't know where.
So I have the book, and then
Doing Ernie
I
things.
flip a page, and it has like formal greetings on it.
Okay.
And then there's like a bloody fingerprint. And he's going to address like the guard, I guess.
Okay. From over here.
Yeah.
Give me my stick. Yeah, you're in audible range, but once you talk, they haven't noticed you guys. But once you talk, you're 120 feet. You're in engagement range with them.
Whoa.
I'm just saying if they does turn hostile.
Okay.
They should be.
They're in engagement range with me.
Always. Literally everything
Always.
is. I can't zoom the camera real quick.
Probably swap me.
That's where the party is. Yeah, I'm just waiting on everyone to tell me what they're doing.
So I'm going to address
Okay.
if anyone else is doing it. Okay.
Just trying to look relaxed and non-threatening and
Yeah.
waiting for.
Remember, it's essentially because you don't speak.
I don't speak the language.
So it's like you going to like a place in, I don't know, Germany and being like, Wiener Schnitzel? Flipping through, okay?
So
Don't say that.
this is basically like the translation of what I'm saying.
I cannot wait for this.
Salutations.
They all like look up, one grabs a sword and like they bound forward. But then when you say salutations, the Stargazer goes, and they,
No danger.
oh my god. As you say no danger, another lizard folk comes out from behind this stone.
We
dangerous
mean
thing
you
to
no
say.
harm.
He comes right out from behind this stone.
we come in peace.
Yeah. No danger. Yes, peace. Stars guide we.
You will roll diplomacy
Yeah, of course.
to make an impression.
Am I doing that now? Okay.
You do have guidance, which is a +1.
I have guidance. I also have my +2 from the diplomat's badge.
And
You have the plus one
+2
from-
from the.
And +2 from the book. Okay, so it's +5
Yeah.
to this.
I just typed in make an impression because I was trying to find the skill action for Pathfinder, but I just typed in make an impression to Google, and it's like how to make a
How to
good
make a-
impression.
You get
You
like
should have read that first.
You get a WikiHow article.
Yeah. So
34.
did you say 34?
34.
Okay.
+5, +13. +14. Sorry. So +19 to whatever I just rolled.
Book, badge, and guidance, and then his own.
The Stargazer steps forward. Stars?
Stars. I repeat the word back, but I check to make sure I said what I just said.
All right.
Cordelia leans over. I think it's
Stars.
Do you carry the seed of ambition?
Ye tarnished. Don't understand that word in language.
He rolls his eyes. He starts speaking in Draconic. Is this clearer for you?
Sure isn't.
Does anyone speak Draconic?
That is an excellent question. I don't think so.
I know 2 commons.
I feel like this is the first
Common and
party
uncommon.
that's ever not just had some Draconic somewhere.
It's usually my first language.
This is amazing. It looks annoyed and it hands its staff.
I know, I'm stupid.
It hands, yeah. You hear him say
We
something,
are
and as you're looking it up,
worms.
you're like, oh, it means stupid idiot. Okay.
He
and
just
walks
nods,
forward.
understandable.
Says, "Say again why you have come."
Companion ill. Seeking medicine woman.
He takes his staff back, and he raises his staff, and you see them all like brandish their swords.
No friend of medicine woman use medicine.
Kill medicine woman. Take medicine. We will help.
I think it's going
Illness. Illness, not body. Illness, no body. Illness, spirit.
Matters not. Seed of ambition heals all. He is the future.
He seed.
He is seed.
I can
Yes.
just imagine him. He's like,
Oh no, it's rival cults.
He will kill the witch.
which bad?
Which bad?
Why bad?
Sorry, I'm new.
Which tried to kill Seed of Ambition
Oh.
for power.
Brooks just says, okay. I understand.
Seed will grow, witch will die. Lizard men eat.
Where which? Oh. Only kill? Which?
And eat.
Skill. We'll go which?
Together?
Oh. We'll kill which?
Don't trust. Talk to Seed of Ambition first.
Will understand? They're using idioms.
Seed of Ambition can talk stupid for you.
Oh.
He knows.
They want us to talk to their Seed of Ambition in order to convince them that we're not enemies.
I had this plan for an ambush encounter. This is bullshit, I was gonna say, first of all.
What does that mean?
The dice
don't
have spoken.
know.
Yeah.
Seed of Ambition isn't in here.
He's literally saying a seed that you plant in the ground
Yeah.
that wants something really badly.
I don't know what it is, so I don't know how bad it would be.
Does it explode?
Flight?
Dragon. He's a dragon.
Well, it may be just a dragon. Wait, yeah, it's supposed to be an actual literal dragon.
Let's go talk to a dragon.
Okay. He said that, or that it could talk stupid to us. Just in case.
We'll just...
Wait,
I'm not talking very well, I think.
Is the dragon going to bring us to the witch? I'm confused.
You're not. Hold on. Pause. You're not talking very well. They were going to kill us, and they're listening to you.
When Kai talks, just because of his candor, they like start readying for battle. They're just like the big guys talking.
No danger. Only.
No danger? Question mark?
No intent.
Large.
Why are they making eyes at me?
Large.
What the fuck are they
You're the
doing
most
down there?
Large butt.
You see him look at Kai.
I use the word.
Yeah.
Now they're making more eyes at me.
I use the translation.
they like you.
Kind, but it doesn't seem right. I'm like, large but kind. I don't believe that, but only friend, only companion. I almost said danger.
It's crazy how close those words are.
Yes.
Maybe friend. Maybe food. We see.
To seed.
To seed. Put weapon away.
No weapon. No. Oh, he said weapon. No. Oh, he wants us to put our weapons away.
I have not drawn my weapon.
Neither have I.
Kai's obviously drawn his weapon.
From out of this bush right here, another lizard man emerges. From out of the water,
It's the seed.
another one comes out and starts stalking. And down the tree next to Ernie, a 5-foot long lizard crawls down out of the tree with another lizard folk. You pass your stealth check, but he passed his stealth check. And then another lizard folk is riding on top
So
of
we were
him.
just were chilling next
Both
to
of
each
you were
other.
the same ambush spot. Yes. I rolled a secret check. He
We're
had
in the
a-
same bush. Like,
He had like a 30. He had like a 30 for his stealth. All of you failed your secret check to notice
like,
him.
this is
So I was like,
branch,
if this
this isn't
starts and
me.
Ernie's like taking pot shots, it's gonna calm down. It doesn't know you're there though.
Right, so we both didn't see each other, but we also hid from each other. Yes.
oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
We go, seed of ambition.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're going to see the seed of ambition, which I believe is probably that dragon right there.
Ernie to himself, should
that
I
right?
light this forest
I
on
think that's just a
fire?
lizard. Very dragon. Very seed of ambition.
He points to the lizard. He walks up with his 2 guards next to you. He takes the book. Dragon. Lizard.
Seeds. Oh, okay.
I think I figured out what talking stupid is.
He like takes his staff and he hits it on the ground, and a 6-foot long centipede emerges beneath him, and he sits on top of it. We ride, and he points his staff forward, and the centipedes are scuttling through the forest.
To the lizard?
The other lizard men make a column around you, and then half of them
Oh.
vanish into the bushes. So 2 are remaining visible next to you guys. The others have gone into their stealth.
Okay.
And they kind of like,
Well, okay. I guess we'll approach the lizard.
I didn't know the lizard folk spoke Doge.
Oh my gosh.
They take you on a long, twisting path. I'm not talking like,
To this lizard?
no.
No.
We're going. I thought. Oh, to wherever the seed of ambition is.
That's not. That's just a
That's the seed of ambition.
That's not the seed of ambition.
He's so much more lizard than everyone else, though. Okay, continue.
The lizard is a mount for one of the scouts, yes.
Oh.
And it goes into the trees and starts kind of hopping around. So,
Am stupid. I'm looking over at this thing.
You sound a lot like food right now.
You're sounding more and more like food.
I'm a little confused. Why are we
he
following
talked like
them?
that in the book too long.
Yeah.
So, as you guys go, you go through, and you won't have to make any checks because you're being guided right now. They show you, and at one point, he stops your company, and he points to Wesley, and he goes, and then you just sidestep, and then a giant gas bubble had exploded next to you with like a hot steam out of the swamp, and he points out these little hot bubbles of like this boiling gas that's bursting up. Careful.
I see that and adjust my stealthing after them to avoid the same.
So, I'm going to say roll perception.
22.
Okay. You've lost track of most of them that are stealth. You can see 2 of them stalking still.
But I can see my companions
You
who are
can see your
not
companions
stealthing,
fine.
right? Yeah.
And that's how you're keeping pace as you're following in their footsteps. Otherwise, you fall behind. You have to be several feet behind, like bunches.
Right.
But
And I can only maintain stealth, like, I can't move full speed maintain
yeah,
stealth
exactly.
anyway.
So you would fall behind, so you have to like wait and then like burst,
Right.
run, and then stealth again. I'm just gonna make you roll for that
Sure.
like 1,000 times. You lost sight of the lizard and the scouts, but the warriors you can still see. You come and cross a long rope bridge adorned with bones. You go down a twisting spiral staircase with these other lizard folk that are walking around on guard. You go into this cave mouth, and you pass through this like place where lizard folk are in the dozens. 30, 40, 50. You pass maybe 100 of them.
Where's my fireball?
Ernie, at this point, you've lost Swamp to run out as they go into the cave mouth.
Yep, that's bad.
What you gonna do?
I mean, how dark is the cave? Well, lizard folk can probably see in the dark, huh?
Yeah, they can see.
Uh,
There's intermittent fires. They have little fires in there.
Does it look like? I mean, is there enough like outcropping rock that I could try to attempt
You can
to?
roll stealth again.
All right, before I break for the cave, my skin slowly goes from greens and browns to like the grays of the cave walls, and I'm gonna try to like make for the darkness and rocks of the cave
Roll your
path.
stealth. Oh, you're so lucky.
27.
Nat 1. So Ernie, guys, you have not seen Ernie. You're like, he's probably still back in the swamp. You guys have no idea where he is.
Doing swamp people things.
Well, he can take care of himself.
I'm sure he's fine. He's resourceful.
He's from the swamp.
You guys go into like a twisting cavern. It's a labyrinth. So if you were to try and say run from this place, it would be very difficult because there's several little areas of guards, lizard folk just doing lizard folk things. There seem to be like sort of ritual chambers. You go deep and down, and it gets swampy again. Cave moss growing, slime sliding down this rocks with a small flowing water into this really mossy, overgrown, dank cave, full of this vibrant, earthy life. Worms, giant worms wriggle on the ground, beetles scatter everywhere, and covered in moss and slime and grime, badly wounded along the neck, you see a small green dragon. And when I say small, I mean small for a dragon. Perhaps your perception of a dragon. It's very large, maybe 6 times the size of a horse. Large enough still for all of you to maybe ride the back of. And it twists its head. It pulls off pieces of stone that was laying on the wall. You can see scabs and this moss and tree branches and beetles crawling all over its faces. One of its eyes is dead and white, and you see bugs crawling over it. So, what is it that my Star Seeker has brought me?
Oh, I was waiting for the Star Seeker to say something. But
What
The
language
Star Seeker goes
is the dragon speaking in common?
common.
Cool. This is the first information I'm receiving.
Oh, it's a dragon!
Greetings. We are passing through the island.
That's rich. No one passes through. You stay. Everyone stays.
We don't feel very comfortable with the with the people that we met by the shore. They're a little strange.
Strange is the way to put it. They're a little like sheep, the wool over their eyes. It's definitely a little spiritual, yeah. We've just entered a lizard folk spiritual chamber where they're meeting the sort of ritual god of these lizard folk, which is a green dragon. Lizard folk, they may not be the brightest, but they know what they want, and they serve loyally. What about you? What are you looking for?
Well, one of our companions who is not present at the moment, right, has been cursed, and we were told that there was someone in the swamps here that could help us.
The hag.
Yes.
She'd help. For a price. Don't know if it's one you'd be willing to pay. She takes a lot. They don't know it. least I'm upfront about what I want.
And what is it that you want?
To be free of this damned place.
Oh, finally someone who understands.
Orc. Coastal. Satress. It's a question.
Look, I haven't seen my people in some time, but they wouldn't appreciate if I answered that.
I respect it. And he moves, and you can see his wings kind of like break off, like bits of like almost like he was melting into a tree or something like that. He had been stationary for so long. And he dips into the pool, which you see sort of hiss, almost like acidically, and he slooshes forward, and he gets up in your presence.
Sorry, I've never met a dragon, but I've heard it's customary to make an offering. And I pluck one of my leaves off, and I, bring it forward.
That's a pretty thing. Takes it like what's the mint thing? Like, yeah.
And it should heal him, if he consumes it.
Well done, human. Well done. So, maybe you can be reasoned with. And maybe I can get you to help me kill the hag.
Is she what's keeping you on the island?
She's keeping everything here. The island belongs to me. Only it's not an island. It's a piece of where I come from. I was hatched and hunted, and there was a mist. There were 3 of us on the island. Me, the witch, and the old man. We fought. They won. I've been hiding. I thought there could be peace, but there's no peace when dealing with a hag. Dragons, we're ambitious. But at least I have some semblance of a moral compass. I kill when I want to. I eat when I must. But a hag, she hunts for pleasure. And she's been having the time of her life.
And what is her chosen prey?
Takes his wings and kind of pushes everyone back from Cordelia. You smell like hag, little one. And he starts wrapping around the party a little bit, and you can see his tone get a little bit more aggressive. But you don't smell like one of hers.
If we're being perfectly honest, I don't know what I am, nor what it is that you're smelling.
You don't know what you are.
Well, I
You're a freak.
no.
Jesus.
It's not your fault. But that's the truth of it. Hags, they take babies, switch them out when the parents aren't looking. At one point, somebody had a kid, and then they had you.
So, you're saying the children she sends back aren't the original children offered?
Never are.
So she is eating them.
They never are. The reactions of chat right now.
Are you okay?
It's not the first time I've been called a freak.
So, from your perspective, she would be a bad person.
I don't think you need a strong moral compass to call a mag a bad person.
Well, I haven't met her.
You don't have to meet her. My kind are hunted for the color of our scales. Green dragons, red dragons, white, blue. Not so much trusted like our metallic cousins. But, as you can see, we can be reasoned with. We're having a perfectly pleasant conversation. And it's true, I want something from you. But a hag, it's not about want, it's need. A hag's not a person, it's a monster. It's a cruel thing that doesn't belong in this realm, not of this world. It exists only to bring pain and suffering. It's a being made of the pain and suffering. And it wants to share that ugliness with the world.
Okay, two things. Whenever he mentioned scales, I wanted to try and discern what color he is because all I saw was like the moss covering him.
As the slime and acid starts like kind of fading off, he is a green dragon.
Okay. And then whenever he mentions like her being a monster and stuff like that, I'm just gonna like try and gauge your reaction, like approval, disapproval from the crew present.
Thanks. I'm sorry I scared you, but thank you for the support.
What's he got like a conflict going?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, she sounds bad, y'all.
You said it was so you, the three of you weren't here originally. You arrived here after fighting.
No.
Or no, you arrived here and then fought.
Yeah.
How did you get here? Did you say?
Mist. The stars were wrong that night. There was a big mist. And suddenly, part of my swamp was on this island. Didn't you notice the landscape change as you made your way up the mountain?
It got swampy.
What was that about an old man?
The old man. He was old even back then. He had a beard. Strong fighter.
Still here on the island?
Oh, I'm not sure, but I don't think the witch lets them die.
Yeah, I can't remember his I forgot
Earl.
his name.
Earl.
Earl.
Did he have a beard?
Earl was bearded?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He almost certainly means Earl. Yeah,
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Because Earl said he was the first.
Yeah.
He said he and the witch were the first.
88 Gumdrop says black dragon scales are safe. He's green. He's a green dragon. Thank the rocks of the universe.
So this mist wasn't from the hag. It was something else.
I doubt it. She seemed as confused as I did. And I thought it'd work with her, but it didn't end so well.
He motions to his scars.
What is? I mean, he said scarves.
So then, if she were out of the picture, you could just leave.
I could. I can't heal as long as her influence is over the island. I'm young, but strong enough to fly away. But it's not that simple. It's hard to explain. Every time the thought creeps in my head, it's like I can hear her laughing.
So I have no doubts that she is bad, and all of this island nonsense is her doing. If we were to assault her, are we even powerful enough to kill her?
I don't know.
She seems very powerful, from what you're saying.
I haven't seen you fight. What's the strongest thing you've killed? Orc.
Oh, you weren't there.
What are you talking about? Don't know. Nothing I killed was particularly strong.
Maybe that means you're the strong one. Some of you might die. But
It's a sacrifice
I have a little something that I've been working on.
He pulls his tail around, and you can see he has a spiked tail, and one of the spikes is malformed, like there's a knot growing into it, like a root, and it's like infected and rotting, and there's like swamp bile coming out of it. But instead of a spike of his tail, there's a splinter of a tree in there, like he stabbed himself.
Something born of me. Something born of this place. Pierce her with this, and I think you'll have an easier time.
I guess I'll give it a yank if he's offering it.
Don't take it unless you tell me you're gonna kill her. It took a while to make.
And then hold back and
Well, if we are to kill her, we have people in the town that we would need to make sure are safe before. I don't know what the people will do when she's dead.
You want me not to kill them?
Well, our people? Yes. Don't kill our people.
What about the villagers?
I mean, it sounds like they're victims too.
I did promise the lizard folk a feast, but I couldn't negotiate.
My point is, I would like to make sure our people are safe before, and probably out of the town before we do anything, like kill her. But the children she brought back, I could sense the magic in them. I wonder that if she is attacked, if they will then attack from their end.
Oh, that little thing. Come here. I'm not gonna bite.
Just edge forward.
I can smell it on you too.
His tongue comes out, and he licks Cordelia's hair, and he pulls out your hair clip.
No, just
Very important to you, right? Very special.
yes.
It's very, very special. You'd never let anything happen to this. Feel it on your hands along the shells.
I need you to roll perception as you run your hand along the shells with fortune.
My hairdo is ruined.
That's not good. Perception?
Mm-hmm.
16.
16. You run your hands along the shells as you have often in the past. I imagine you've played with this quite a bit. And as you do, one of the shells squishes.
Pull it out. Pull the damn thing out.
I'm scared.
Cordelia pulls the shell out, and it turns into an eyeball that twitches around and looks around the room.
Mommy's been spying. You're not one of hers, are you?
I don't know what I am.
Crush it. They never let their sweetlings go too far. So you probably put it in your hair when you replaced the child you were supposed to be. Always watching. She's watched you suffer and did nothing. If you need any more proof, there you are. Now you're free. Hag's eyes. She'll be blind for an hour. But your mommy's not this one. No. You got a different smell on you.
Well, that is good to know. How does that help us with our people in the town now?
Go get him out. I've got time.
Well, what do you guys think?
army? Why have they not just swarmed?
Maybe she has protections up.
Cordelia's just been like deeply dragging her hand into her skirts to try and clean it off.
Was it juicy or from the life?
It's from the eye she squished.
Oh, I thought you meant the comb you were like rubbing on. So, can we like send a bird or something? It's a long walk back just to.
Well, how long did it take us to get here? Like to their encampment?
Oh, 10 hours.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, I know it seems because we've been playing. Like it took like an hour and a half real time. You guys trekked up for like an hour and a half. You got into the swamp, and then like you went into the lizard. Like you are, it's like a whole day trek. It'll be dead of night by the time you get back.
I mean, I can send Emrys back, but it will take him time.
Do you need him with you?
Ideally, yes. If we're to do anything.
It is possible that we aren't able to leave either unless the hag is dealt with.
I'd rather no one be stuck here anymore. It's sort of in my nature.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what Ernie would think about all this.
Is that your other friend?
Yes.
Where's he at?
I really haven't seen him in several hours.
If you left him, my lizard folk have definitely eaten him.
Well, at least the curse is removed.
That one never seems to die.
He's wily.
But
What the fuck are they talking about?
Oh my god!
But I do think that we're.
If this doesn't resolve in like 5 minutes, I'm throwing this brown mold down there.
We're in here. I do think that we are in agreement that the hag should be dealt with. We're just hesitant on how to do this without our people being hurt in the scuffle.
88 Gumdrops, thank you so much for that gift sub to Goofy. Thank you so much.
The best.
you.
The best.
The best.
The bird. I can't finish that. It's copyrighted.
Yeah.
I have a feeling like we're making a deal, but you're walking around, you're skirting around. I don't want machinations. I want a plan, I want a promise. I want to get something done.
As we've been talking, and he says things like, she's keeping us here, like we can't leave because she's here. Is that like truthful? Is that what he
Roll. Versus
believes?
Deception DC.
Lies are usually the other way around.
Yeah, it's true.
With my
Hang on. Yeah. No. Brother Hacker's right. He is being completely honest.
Okay.
This dragon has been like very straightforward with you. He hasn't been lied to Cordelia. He was a dick about it, but he's telling the truth.
He called her a freak.
He thinks she's a freak.
That was the lie. I think she's lovely. You think we should do it?
I mean, she sounds like a bad person.
Not a
and-
person.
Well, that's even more. Like she's a monster that needs to be removed in order for us to leave. Like, it's an Idle Bay situation all over again. But we found out the source quicker.
True, and less bad jokes.
And earning the favor of a dragon, that's no small feat.
And something I really want to do. I like hold my like bucket list again.
Favor of a dragon? We'll kill her.
This pact
Oh no, don't say it.
is sealed. Take from me the splinter.
Yank.
Ah. Damn, that hurt. Simply pierce her flesh with this and watch her guise be broken. Be wary. Even in her weakened state, a hag is dangerous. She will offer you many things. She will ask you to kill me instead. Just know, whatever my intentions, at least have a heart. I have a moral compass, however it may be skewed. The hag does not.
Are you able to remove curses? Because I will again mention that was our whole point for coming here.
Depends on the curse. There is some ancient magic in my blood, but I'm no sorcerer.
It was
It
a
was a
curse
curse.
that came from a dragon.
Yeah,
Interesting.
from a white dragon.
If I could see the curse.
Well,
If only I missed.
whenever we kill the hag, we can
Retrieve our companion.
Well, we need to see if you can remove it first.
Right. If only Ernie were here with us.
Do you truly think I'm alive?
He's like a cockroach. He's not going to go anywhere.
There are many cockroaches.
And you see a 3-foot-long cockroach crawl on the wall
Ah.
behind him. I shouldn't have. I got myself.
Fly?
Yes.
Don't. Don't.
If the curse is draconic in nature, I could probably solve it. But I promise you this. I will remove the curse in payment. I swear no harm to you, nor your crew. And I will give you a hero's bounty. Ancient weapons that were left in my forefathers' lair.
2. Remove the curse from 2 people.
Oh, that's right, Darrow.
Oh.
Shouldn't be a problem.
When you said hero's bounty, I could have sworn you were about to say hero point.
I also thought he was going to say
I will
hero's
give you a
hero
hero
points. I was
point.
like, oh man, we could start every day with 2?
Yeah.
And the roar just echoes throughout, like reverberating out of the cave, and like it actually like knocks some of you down.
I like hastily put my earbuds in.
The command has been spoken. The lizard folk will give you free passage. So, you have a witch to kill.
Yep.
Yes.
Slap the
Sounds
stick
like
in
it.
my hand.
If we,
Strike true. For if you miss, things will get difficult.
I was hoping to have some questions answered by her.
Incapacitate her, you can ask her all you want. I know a thing or two if you want to ask me, but
Well, yes, if we survive this, I suppose you'll be the only one I can ask.
ask her all you want. Just don't expect anything she tells you to be truth. You look like you're about to cry already. I can just imagine the pleasure she gets when she weaves a web around your pain.
Oh, you're doing a mighty fine job of that yourself.
I might be rude, but at least I'm telling you the truth. Well, I've got to get back to sleep.
We've got work to do.
Yeah, getting here was kind of a twist. How do we get back?
Speak to the Stargazer. He'll lead
Oh.
you on the right path.
Grab that
The
book.
Stargazer loves talking to me. Yeah, I was like halfway putting the book away. I'm like, back out.
Alright.
Okay, so I guess we have our mission, our plan.
The Stargazer will come up to you
And speaks in common.
No.
Are we mad?
The stargazer comes up to you, and he's now carrying this like lantern, so you guys can see a little bit better. He says, "You have received a blessing."
Like, show him the stick.
Impressive. Was not expected. I have gifts to help you with the witch. Sorry, they use the word hag, not witch.
I was about to say, every time they say witch, well, I mean, she can't understand that, but every time the dragon said witch, she flinched from it.
He says to you first. Oops, I exited out of my thingies. No, it's okay, I have it right here on my actual look. He gives you, he shakes it up, it looks like a bottle of acid, and he makes a drinking mime to you. He's handed to Brooks, because Brooks is the one talking to him.
Mountain Dew.
You can add green wormling potion. He says, the breath of the seed of ambition.
Ooh.
That's so cool.
Then, he will hand you another potion. And he'll, like, cover his face and say, the mask of the stars. And he'll give you an invisibility potion.
Okay.
And he hands you his staff.
With the lantern?
With the lantern on it, sure.
Oh.
It's a regular lantern. Hands you the staff and says, the blessings of our people. You can add a level 4 animal staff to your inventory. May they guide you well.
And the green wormling potion.
Green wormling potion, invisibility potion, and a level 4 animal staff.
The potion gives you breath. All very cool.
Alright, what you doing? You see the party now come out, and the Stargazer starts giving Brooks and stuff.
They're out of the cave?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm waiting for them to like get away from the lizard folk.
Alright, so he leads you back across the bridge. He goes you up the curve and back into the swamps.
Oh boy, I sure hope Ernie isn't dead.
I'm sure he's fine.
Go now. Kill the hag. We will feast on her flesh.
Oh.
We are looking forward to it. Fail, and we will eat you.
Forget not. Like and subscribe. I think he got that one.
I think that one really resonated.
Oh my god, no swag, what's up? How you doing? Alright. I will punish you later. Okay. But do like and subscribe, please. Alright. So,
Please.
Hey
pause.
guys, what the fuck just happened?
I'm going to say the Stargazer has now left. He says, but he does say very seriously, not condescending, the seed of ambition grows within you. And then he goes. And then the secret ones go, and then the extra secret ones go. And then Ernie comes on the bushes.
Hey, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
We
there
met a
you are.
dragon!
I also saw a dragon.
Yeah, he gave us all this stuff.
I heard, like,
because we said
half
we're
the
gonna
words.
Kill the hag.
Oh, so we're killing her now.
That's what we agreed to, because apparently she's trapping everyone on this island and stealing babies and replacing them with not babies.
Replacing them with people like me.
Okay. I didn't hear all of that.
He also said that, I really don't have a segue out of this one. Well, we have...
I mean, I was planning on taking the day off making decisions anyway, so y'all really ran with this one.
Yep. He did say that he could possibly cure a draconic curse, so we may not even need her.
Okay.
We bargained to cure you and Mr. Darrow.
All right. I mean, that's a nice.
Here's the problem.
Oh, I haven't heard it yet.
I suspect that the Velen and Chris and them are sort of like a scrying receptacle for the hag in town.
Mm-hmm.
I worry that if we attack her, they will know and attack our crew.
Do you think it
Okay.
works both ways, or she can only spy through them?
She could possibly give them commands or something. I don't know.
I mean this as kind as possible, but I did not really see much weaponry amongst the people on that beach. I think it'd be better for them if they didn't attack our crew.
I mean, I can do things without weapons.
Just to reiterate real quick, they said that they wouldn't fight back if something happened. They're like, they can attack us. People can attack us anytime. They count on Henrietta to actually punish people that attack them.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I mean, we can send a warning, maybe. I don't.
Look, that kid was weird, but I don't think he was. I don't think they're like that. She can see, but I don't think they'll hurt the crew, even if they could.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do we want to hear her out before we go in attacking? What if I don't?
I mean, we're supposed to reveal her true form. I holding the stick forward.
With a stick?
It's a dragon stick.
Does it look different than other sticks? I grab a different stick.
This stick is like
Very pointy.
Like if you had like the item description card in this video game, it would be like Splinter of Pyraris, and it would be like has like dripping oozes off of it. It has like the blood of the dragon soaked into the needle. There's like rotted, fetid branches coming out of the side of it. This thing is mega cursed. Like it is full of big old dragon swamp magic.
Your stick is more impressive than mine.
Certainly seems more dangerous.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Look. I mean, we can at least see what happens.
I'm not saying we can't hear her out, but if what he says is to be believed, she may be not as forthcoming as he was.
Yeah. I mean,
he's very clear in what he wants. And if what he says is true about her keeping everything on the island, we wouldn't be able to leave anyway.
Yeah.
Possibly. I know those pirates did, but since they were punished somehow.
Yeah. I hear you. What do we want?
I love secret rolls. I love that that's a mechanic in this game.
Does she have eyes in here?
She seems like a... Well, they called her a monster. Like...
Yeah.
I do think we could talk to her, though.
Okay. Well, let's try that. I'd rather not throw a rock from a distance.
It is now the dead of night. Do you want to... It's not only a couple hours trek in the direction of her hut. Do you want to guys make your way up there?
Do we want to try to sleep somewhere before we...
Do you want this animal stat?
perhaps we could catch...
I don't know what it does, but...
If we can
No idea. I didn't even look it up.
speak with her, then.
You want to sleep in the swamp?
I don't really...
There's dangers. The lizard folk will not attack you.
We'll just kill the hag and sleep in her place.
This seems like a bad place to sleep.
Unequivocally, yes.
All right, yeah.
The fact that I haven't rolled initiative yet, so my hands are sweaty.
Yeah, mine too. Let's just keep moving, because like we can get there before we're exhausted.
I mean, if those people are actually spies, she's probably expecting us.
So, I'm just going to speed things along real quick here. The party makes their way through the swamp, the fetid swamp, and it's almost jarring how quickly it changes. Kai, you take one boot step out of a dung hole, and you put your foot on solid ground. Not just solid ground, but a beautiful desire path. And like you start walking along it, and suddenly there's some flowers growing. There's like birds, like little like larks and things chirping, little robins in the air. There's little bird cages with bird feeders up. There's beautiful handcrafted gardens with flowers, not like giant poisonous ones, but just like simple, like real cottagecore style stuff. There's a door with a cottage, simple cottage, small, maybe enough for like 2 rooms. The door wide open, windows open. There's literally like little pastries like cooling on the windowsill, wafting in the area towards you. There's a donkey outside eating some like hay from a little trough. There is a woman inside. You can see even at this distance. She is, even at a couple hundred feet away, stunningly gorgeous. She is wearing a very modest gown of like simple gray and brown with a little brown coat, but she is like striking in all of her features. I mean, like high cheekbones, a very narrow chin, just flawless skin, hair that's just falling down in curls, very like big eyes, and she seems to kind of... Are we stealthing up?
I am.
Okay, Ernie, roll stealth.
Do we know the duration of this potion?
The invisibility
Yes. It's the invisibility spell. I think it's 1 hour. Let me pull it up. You get invisibility at 2nd level. You are invisible for 10 minutes until you make a hostile action. She hasn't turned to give you like notice yet. So this is I think your chance to act. She's currently sweeping right now, sweeping out, and you can see like there's like handcrafted like knitting stuff. She's got little birdhouses that she's really like. It looks like a really, like I said, cottagecore. She's like building her own stuff, making her own stuff, making her own food. There's a little vegetable garden.
Yeah, y'all don't do anything dumb and make sure she's evil first. And then I just kind of like go into the tall grass and you don't see me anymore. 29.
Okay.
29.
Yeah.
I'm about to call out to her.
I drink the potion.
Okay, so seeing him go. Hello, miss.
Yes.
Earl sent us this way. Are you Henrietta?
I'm Henrietta. Yes, you can come on in. It's the dead of night. Did you really go through the marsh this late at night?
It was a journey.
I don't imagine it was easy. Everyone got all their limbs? Lizard folk bit it off?
They.
Need a little regeneration?
We were able to run past them.
Alright, come on in.
Okay. I'm guessing I also need to roll stealth. What is invisibility?
Oh,
Do you
invisibility.
Like, does it give a flat bonus, or is it just?
Invisible. It's different in.
Because I know, like, I would be non-detected or undetected or.
A creature with the invisible condition is automatically undetected to any creatures relying on sight as their only precise sense. Precise senses other than sight ignore the invisible conditions.
So if like have tremor sensor,
if she has like
and use
magic,
precise,
if she has magic smell or something like that, yes.
Oh god.
Or anything that's precise, correct.
Okay.
So she can still use seek to find out what square you're in, but it makes you automatically hidden from her.
Okay.
Come on in. Oh, hang on. Boots at the door first. I just finished sweeping.
Oh, that's fair.
Delia will take her shoes off.
Oh, sweetling. Well, she like slaps herself on the leg. I imagine you have a lot of questions.
Yes, it's been one hell of a day.
Come on.
You can see why we were so eager to see you.
I'll put the kettle on. Anyone have a preference on tea? And she like goes
Yeah,
and plucks
thanks.
some
Tosses
flowers.
one my way.
I don't have a chair big enough for you. You can the sofa over there, probably enough to kick your legs up.
Appreciated. I've got my own, and he has just a bottle.
When I was looking in town, there were 5 of you. Someone sneaking around?
Well, we haven't seen them since the lizard folk. I'm actually not sure if they're still here.
They're a bit hard to keep track of.
I don't doubt it.
They're probably okay. We'll probably find them back in town.
Okay. Well, you've come a really long way. What is it that you want?
Well, Cordelia may want to ask you some questions.
Cordelia.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Didn't mean to dox you like that. Oh my god.
No, that's fine. My real name and everything.
Cordelia Smith.
Cordelia, not a witch.
Joke's on you. Don't have a last name.
What's that like?
Do you know what your name means, sweetie?
No.
Daughter of the sea. Heart of the sea. It's beautiful.
You know, it's been an interesting couple of days. I've never met anyone like me
And
before.
now you've met...
2.
There's more.
That's what Balin was saying. What exactly am I? You know, freak has been tossed around, monster.
She reaches out a hand to you.
take it.
You are a beautiful, capable, strong woman. I'm sorry that life has been so hard for you up to now. I'm sorry for the way that you've been treated. I'm sorry it had to be that way. No, I'm sorry that it doesn't have to be that way, but it was. It doesn't have to be anymore. Sit down. I could tell you what you are, Cordelia. I know intimately. And I think it's beautiful. But I have a problem.
Then what's that?
The door just kind of, and the windows kind of.
I'm gonna stab her.
You're gonna stab her?
It seems sketchy to me.
So, out of invisibility.
Like I've been standing behind her the whole time.
Freaky.
Oh, me wambo.
Wesley stabs and she turns into a mist of butterflies. And on the air, you just hear a voice. You all stink of dragon. And that's where we're going to go ahead and end the session.
Thank God, I can stop trying to freaking lie.
We can end the session for today.
Well.
Okay.
Oh man.
What a cliffhanger.
I'm going to stab her.
I mean,
The stabbing has begun.
Oh god.
So,
I didn't know she was an illusion.
no one did because you all rolled a natural 2 on your secret check. I love secret checks. That's why I rolled way back there. So, we will start next week with the party engaging with this witch. Will we find answers? Will we find death? Will we find even more questions?
I'm outside. Y'all have fun.
I wonder what they're doing.
I can
in there.
smell you.
Alright.
I can
The blinds all
smell you.
closed.
Thank you so much to everyone that was here for this episode. It was I just had a hell of a good time.
Yeah, that was a really good session.
It was really emotional. So thank you to all my players because I love you all so very much. Thank you everyone that's been chatting for the first time and everyone that's been hanging out, lurking, especially my people that are chatting. I love having you be here and it means the world to me. No swag needed, no birds, 88 gumdrops, victorious one. I love having you guys here so much, and it means so much to me to have you guys here at the table and to share this world with you. We will see you when we come back next time on the next episode of Windfall when we return to the Sleeping Sea.
Oh boy.
See y'all next Saturday.
Later.
Bye.